big boy! Big boy! Hello everyone! Welcome back to the stream once again. We are live today doing our first official watch party stream for another year of MSC, which also means that we might see Willy pop up again here and there. But surprisingly enough, this year I have not been given codes. You know, you guys remember last year when I did the MSC watch party, they gave out codes for us restreamers to give out to people. And I didn't get those this year. So once Willy comes back and asks for codes, I have none to give him. But hello everyone, hello to Sila, hello Aziza, hello Nash, welcome back. We are live today watching the first day of the wildcards at MSC's EWC. They've already finished 2 matches today, right? I'm probably not gonna be able to stream every match, obviously. That's a bit too tiring for me, but there's 2 more matches left today. I think that's a pretty good amount of time for us to check out a couple games, see what things are going on. First 2 matches of the day were very exciting already, right? They both went to all 3 games, some pretty surprising results, so I'm kind of curious what kind of results we are going to see next, right? So as you guys can see right now, they're in the pre-show talking segment. I see that Gideon has swapped out to replace Eterna as the host. It's gonna be a long day for them. Seems like it's gonna be a long day. Both of the matches so far have already gone the full series. So, you know, there's a... I guess we'll see, right? We'll see whether or not the next 2 matches also end up going the full series. Hello Judah, welcome to the stream. But yes, here we are, we've got wildcard day 1. And I am very interested in what's gonna happen in the next match. I'm very excited for the next match. Let's go ahead and turn off my VGM. Let's swap over to the boys. Alright, so here's the boys. It's also, on one hand, I'm very sad that I can't be there already, you know, like these guys, some of these guys are literally already there before I am, and they're going to be there way after I leave as well. It's like, damn dude, I wish I could be there longer. But what can you do, right? What can I do? What can I do? What is nice though is that because they're there early, I get to look at their wardrobe and figure out what clothes I should bring. Dodo Cam has been redeemed, I see. Alright then. Where is the... ooh. Hello fan, welcome to the stream today. We got the Dodo here. But yes, I am very excited for this next match, right? So I was watching the previous 2 matches as well. Congrats to Rare Atom. I'm actually really impressed that they were able to win against Falcons, right? Is it that Rare Atom and China has gotten better, or is it just that Falcons have gotten worse? It's a bit hard to say. Maybe it's a little bit of both, who knows, right? But I'm very happy that Rare Atom was able to make it through, you know? Of course, Falcons is not eliminated yet. It's a double elimination bracket in the wildcards as well. So all of these teams actually have a second chance to play for that 1 spot into the main tournament. The fact that the wildcards only have 1 slot for all of the, like, how many? There are 8 teams, right? Yeah, 1 slot, 8 teams, and it's double elimination is pretty intense, you know, pretty scary actually. Hold on, let me turn up the quality. But yeah, I'm really excited for the next one because it has been like what, 5 years? It's been like 5 years since we had Japan participating in a proper MLBB international tourney, right? So I am really curious to see how well Zeta division will do. And then they're up against Influence Rage as well from Brazil, which has been doing honestly pretty good. You know, that region has had some MLBB history already, so I'm excited. I'm very curious to see what will happen, alright? Like, I'm definitely cheering for Zeta division. I hope that they make it through because having a Japanese team on the main MSC stage after all this time will be so cool, so nice, right? I wouldn't mind if Rare Anthem makes it too, but you know, we already have DFYG. It was DFYG, right, in the main tournament. So even without them, China has some representation. So I do want to see a different country getting some representation there. Most of the match either have Uranus or Yi Sun Shin. Yup. Poor Gideon. I wonder how he feels about it. 2 days ago, Staff won Bird, but I redeemed Claude. Now I do the opposite. Haha, indeed. It's been a long time since saw a Japan team playing. Really curious about their gameplay. Same, Nash. Same. The only thing that I've heard is that their jungler plays Alucard. Right? The only thing that I've heard from the Japanese team is that their jungler actually plays Alucard. So I'm kind of hoping he does. Because, you know, Alucard was my first main all the way back when I started playing MLBB. So I would love to see him being played again. Later playing horse game? I guess we'll see. If the last match ends early, then I guess we could squeeze in another stream. I would restart the stream because I would have to, you know, I don't wanna, because I did sign up as an official restreamer for EWC. So even though it's not a competitor title, I think I don't want to be streaming other games when I am, you know, officially watch partying, you know, co-streaming. I think that's probably not the right etiquette to have. There goes my ML time. It's fine, sir. We are getting ML time now. We're watching ML. It's the same thing, sir. Not really, but you know. I'm not Willy, but are there codes? I literally said this when the stream started. I literally said this. I was like, Willy's probably gonna show up again at some point if I continue to watch party MSC. And the funny thing is, this time around, they did not give me codes. I don't have codes to give out. So when Willy shows up again, I literally don't have any codes to give him, which is a little bit unfortunate. You wanna play? I mean, you can if you want. I'm probably just gonna be chilling. I would have maybe started watch partying earlier for at least match 1, but I figured that I needed to do some other stuff as well. Like, okay, you guys can't see, but on the floor back there is my suitcase right now. I've been starting to do some packing because I haven't started doing packing until today. So I need to get started on that. I don't actually need to bring very much. I realize I really don't need to bring a lot of clothes because like I'm literally only gonna be there like 5 days, which again, hi, so sad. Dude, imagine being there longer, dude. Like again, look at these boys. Look at the casters there. They're already here before me. They're gonna be here way after me. Just imagine how much they're getting paid. My god. How you doing today, Staff? Doing alright. Doing okay. Also, abstract casting is quite good. In my opinion, Singapore could be holding him back. I feel like there's some points that could be improved. I don't think it's perfect, but yeah, I mean, he's probably getting better as well. I don't really think it's a Singapore situation. I think it's just a lack of exposure situation. Only 5 days? Yeah, Nash, I'm only there 5 days. I'm flying out on Sunday, I'll be back on like Friday or Saturday, something like that. So sad, man. Oh, I want to experience it longer. Let me move myself so I'm not blocking the draft. But yeah, man, I'm so sad. I wish I could be there longer. It looks like Zeta division has long ears. Maybe it's a V thing because of the rectangle behind them, or because of the triangles on top of their logo. Okay, so so the way that EWC does it is that they don't always put blue side on the left. Blue side can be on the right, and first pick Uranus. Interesting. The rectangle? I see. Man, I wanna cast, dude. I wanna cast for MSC too. I wanna do MSC as well. Dude, I'm just imagining how many days Leo is doing. He's casting Wildcard, he's casting MWI, he's casting MSC. Fudge, dude. Damn. Dude, if I could get that kind of like level of gigs, I would be set. I wouldn't have to work anymore. What country is Team Rage from? I believe it's Brazil. I believe they are a Brazilian team. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they're Brazilian. Okay, so what are they doing? We had a Uranus first pick into 1-1 Badang, into Farsa Moscow. Very interesting. Baxia Fredrin, Bruno ban. Bruno ban for the 1-1, obviously. Zetian coming out as well. We've been seeing a lot of the Yi Sunshin Zetian combo. So Zeta will probably want to ban Yi Sunshin, I imagine. Yeah, I'd be surprised if they don't actually. It's just a really good pick for Influence Rays right now. I think they just banned that. Lack of CC on Zeta Division side currently. Neither side has picked jungler yet. Most assassins are still open. I do like that the meta has definitely shifted somewhat. There's a little bit more flexibility in terms of how you want to approach the draft. But I feel like as time passes, it's going to stabilize more and more as well. I still don't think it's quite the level of flexibility that we're hoping for just yet in terms of how open the game's hero pool is. Also, I think I'm not actually like perfectly live. Let me 2x speed it so that I can catch up. So they ban Yuzong, that makes it. I feel like you should ban Yi Sunshin as well. Okay, I'm caught up. Alright, nice. I feel like you should still ban, unless they pick Yi Sunshin. They can actually pick Yi Sunshin. They ban Alice. Why? Why would they ban Alice? Is that a thing that Zeta Division plays? Dude, this guy's has the fudging anime pro tag hairstyle, dude. Which player is this here? Oh, one like on the edge of the screen. Holy shit, how does he see?
Zeta is not on first pick, first ban, so in this case they don't get the opportunity to last pick their hero, so at least they can't play exactly the X factor.
Alice ban. I feel like at this point, Zeta can probably afford to go Yi Sunshin themselves. I think it's pretty fair for them to do that. Many hero picks are the same. Yeah, unfortunately, the meta is already settling a bit. They banned Lapu. Okay. Priority to the EXP lane. So this basically confirms Uranus is their EXP laner. They're getting rid of heroes that might give Uranus trouble, but because they opened the Yi Sunshin, Influence Rage can just take it. There has to be some plan for Zeta here. The double global ult is a very powerful combination. Gatot Haya. I guess they're keeping it standard. My name is Dirov. Dirov could be good actually. It could be a good last pick. I don't know where the draft went. No Uranus jungler again. I did see that. I did see the Uranus jungler earlier today. I mean, it does work. It definitely can work. It's just the rest of the draft was not good. That was game 3 by Falcons, right? Yeah, that was Falcons game 3. They really had a not good draft. It wasn't just the Uranus jungle, it was the entire thing. Oh, did they run into a technical issue? Looks like they did. The marshals are getting called over. Hopefully that didn't affect the draft too. Look at this guy's hair! Like, damn, dude! That's insane. That's actually impressive. Dude, I can't see his eyes. How does he see? I don't know. I really don't know how people have their fringe so long. right? So every time I look at people and see like their fringe as long as they are, like over the forehead, over the eyes even, I can only just think about like, how is that not itchy? Right? Because every time my hair gets like a little long, it just gets itchy. I get annoyed. You guys have seen it before. You guys have seen me complain when my hair gets a bit too long that it itches. But then there's people who just leave it like that. And I'm just like, how? Bangs? Yes, my bad. I mean, fringe is kind of the same thing. How can he even play, bro? I don't know. Maybe he is an anime protagonist. Wild card and main stage is different? Oh, good question. I don't know actually. I'm not involved after all. Damn, technical issue. Are they good? It looks like they're good.
Structure in space, like I will be here. I know that they're coming from this angle, or structure in terms of their farming patterns. Like, all right, in the early game, I'm gonna try to snowball.
By the way, those chairs are cool. The Esports World Cup chairs. I love the color scheme. The white and the black. Ooh.
Like a tempo thing, right? Because if you want structure, you know that something works for you. By minute 1,
Okay, we're back.
by minute 2, I want something else. And generally, if the game...
Oh, looks like they actually swapped the sides correctly now. So blue side is on the left. Alright, what does Influence Rage want as a final pick? Daroff is definitely an option if you want to dominate EXP. CC can still work if you want to go in that direction as well. I think between the two, I would prefer CC. Are there other EXP laners? They can still put Badang in there, then they'd be looking for a roam. There's still a good number of those too. Cho, maybe? I feel like Badang will probably be roam though. I think you go Badang. You think you go CC? Daroff is good, but like very 1v1 based, so it's not the best. Yeah, I can read drafts. I can predict drafts, boys. Look at that. Okay, lack of CC on the side of Influence Rage. Pun not intended. They only really have Badang as crowd control. Hold on. What was on the other side? Let me have a look at that again. Hello, Darren. Uranus again. You sound like Gideon. But yeah, CC should be able to retain lane prio against Uranus. I am kind of surprised that they left Yi Sun-shin open though. Like, I was sure that they were going to ban it, but it looks like they prioritized EXP a little bit more. Alright, so Influence Rage only really has Badang as crowd control. The rest of the heroes are not really there, and then their front line is highly dependent on CC. A bit more of a skirmisher calm, not really playing front to back. You can already see the Revitalize being popped. CC is a good pick here. The Zeta division, in return, has a more balanced draft. Uranus and Gatot are both going to be difficult to kill, especially with Revitalize. The Influence Rage needs damage. Oh, Paquito? Dude, I need Paquito to play Paquito. Dude, like, you can't just name yourself that and not use Paquito at some point. It's too bad he's a roamer. Gideon's favorite meta, there is an anus everywhere. Yeah. See, in terms of lane prio, lane prio is pretty balanced actually. EXP is pretty 50-50. Mid lane's pretty 50-50. Speaking of mids, there's a fight happening there. Here comes the Yogi Shadow kill. Oh, the bounce was unlucky. Yeah, before level 4, Influence Rage is going to be a little stronger, because Yi Sun-shin just does good damage even in the early game. Once you hit level 4, it's going to be a little bit more balanced. But Zeta division is a bit more reliant on the front to back. Influence Rage's movements are a bit more formless.
All the way to the later stages of the game. Early game, at least we have Chino that will be able to pave a way to ensure that.
So there's a little bit more freedom in the way that Influence Rage takes team fights in comparison to Zeta. Especially with like CC and Badang, they are very good at like splitting the fight up, which is something Zeta wants to avoid.
Yep, they're just going to be going around it here. Kani as well as June 1, they are pretty tanky all together, but in the meantime, the Fury.
Yep, should be a free turtle there, good stun there, Feathered Airstrike comes out, CC should be dead, yep. Crossbow tank doesn't do enough damage yet.
Finding themselves taken down immediately right after that.
Zeta division on the board. They do lose out on the turtle, but they get a kill onto Chino, punishing that CC for
A kill onto CC is actually really good.
but I guess this is one.
Uranus is now one level up.
All the while, I'm impressed.
And Influence Rage specifically put some attention up there to try and deny a bit too much, to try and deny too much. Oh! Damn!
Because they are working with a double revitalize tag.
The emblems blocked the Badang there. I didn't even see the Badang coming because the emblems were blocking the bottom of the screen.
You did not see that coming.
Even I didn't.
It happened so quickly.
Yeah, indeed. And I honestly didn't really quite realize that Zertian actually does wave clip pretty darn fast as well, with the 3 waves of Phoenixes just throwing right out over the grid. So, good amount of.
So yeah, if Zeta division is not like 3 or 4 men strong, Influence Rage will win a lot of the trades.
Where I think
Just cause they're a lot more independent.
against Chino. So now Chino can't bully the Uranus anymore. Not as easily, not as quickly as he was in the first couple of minutes of the game. Next turtle spawning in the lower quarter.
Is it my internet?
Next turtle spawning in the lower
But my
quarter.
stream is fine.
To where Fury June 1!
Wow. There's information gathering coming in from Zeta Division, so now they know where Hodun is.
Look at that Uranus damage.
He popped off with the consecration just so that he can move a little bit faster to deal with Hodun. But unfortunately, can't reach him.
Yeah, Hawthorne is hurting right now, but I think there's enough spell vap in his kit to still run.
Right now it's still pretty even.
Turtle comes
Barely a 1k lead.
purple, they take
I realized that they don't have the gold difference stat.
It's a matter of
We have to do the calculation ourselves. We have to look at how much money they have. There's no gold difference stat. Interesting.
the rest of Influence Rage. Oh, he's doing it now.
Yep, coming in between of the T1 and T2 in the middle lane. He's now.
Uranus is stuck between 4 people here. Can he escape? Oh, he's alive! Oh my god!
To pick up a kill. Make
Oh my god, are they not gonna kill him? Surely no, they don't kill him! Oh my god!
sure that June 1 will have his
Uranus gameplay.
Kani comes
God damn.
I think Influence Rage expected Zeta Division to lean into that pincer maneuver. Zeta Division
I can't believe Uranus didn't die.
had a turtle of their own. I didn't expect
Surely he dies now. Oh, what? Wait, what?
nuisance. June
You can dash there?
this Uranus
That wall is so fat.
spotlight. Honestly,
The fudge?
Influence Rage would be able to burst him down, but now that I think about it, and now that I look at it,
I guess it was double revitalized, right? Oh, they get Moskov though. That's the much more valuable target.
at least deal with Muiminet.
Okay, as impressive as the
If Cho can, why not Uranus? I wouldn't have thought that you could go for that diagonal. Oh, he got him.
that's
The Sly Ninja joins into the fray and brings
So
down
far,
Samurai.
the play from Zeta Division is not bad.
is a Korean.
I think both these teams are actually doing pretty good so far.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind. But no,
This is kind of a Viking.
this is impressive. Zeta Division is actually
It does feel like the rotations from Zeta Division are a little bit slower overall though.
show up. Like you can't be sitting in the goal.
Though the only player that's really making a lot happen on the map is this Uranus.
The map being to your favor while you lose your lane. Like this is unacceptable, especially in the face of a 1-1.
He's currently at level 7 as compared to Fury at level 8. They are almost a full level apart, and I think that is going to be pretty concerning if Muiminet don't manage to get some.
Yeah, that's Hayabusa's been farming up really good. Does he have a Sky Piercer yet? Does he have Sky Piercer stacks? I don't know. He's got 3 kills though. Hayabusa, one of those heroes you never want to give early kills to. Oh! Oh, the passive!
That knocked 10 away, but not quite enough to stop the ninja Well, June 1 puts himself right in the face of Holden.
Zetian definitely does run into issues with— oh, what? Okay, Moskov is having some trouble though. I feel like Zeta Division might need to give Moiminet a hand. Moskov bought DHS first, did he? I didn't see. I did not see. This 1-1 is starting to become a bit of an issue. I need to see the item list. I don't know what items these teams have right now. Oh, the guy with the long ass bangs is the gold laner. I see.
Questions that they need to answer first.
Okay, we'll see exactly where the gold is and why it's so close. Oh, it is actually odd that the gold is this close, despite all that Zeta Division is getting on the map. So we'll find out in just a bit. We'll get answers as to why this is. Some good news for Moiminet. He's died twice, yes, but he's still farming up. Yeah, but by how much? How much?
Yeah, how much is their individual net worth right now? I need to see that.
Level 10. He just built up a pass clause. Who knows what's next for this one?
Okay, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, he's roughly 900 gold behind 1-1. Not ideal, but not that bad. He didn't get the HS first. He is building normally. Corrosion into Golden Staff. 10 went for Hunter Strike into BOD. June went for Blade Armor into Oracle. Okay. Then we have 2 War Axes, 1 Dreadnought on Chino. Yeah, pretty standard builds. We do have double Dreadnought on Influence Rage's side. No magic defense yet on either team, unless you count the Oracle. Then why is there 2 damage? Is there 2 damage? I haven't been paying close enough attention. Bloodwing, second item on the Farsa. Game is gonna be slowing down now from the looks of it. Let's see. Both teams are still fairly even. Now it's only a 1k gold lead for Zeta Division. A lot of that gold is in 1-1 actually. Fury is definitely the win con right now. Moiminet, yeah, actually despite dying twice in lane, being this close in farm to the 1-1 is actually really impressive. It looks like Zeta puts a bit more emphasis on farming. Oh! Holy shit! He actually couldn't even respond! Oh my god, Moskov went for it. Okay, they're trying to fight 4v5. Doing pretty okay so far. Oh, Retri forced out of the Yisun Shin. That's actually really good.
The southern side, June taking quite a bit of pokes, but it's nothing that's gonna stop him.
That is terrifying. The Uranus bullying out of the Lord Pit.
Oh! And this is why teams are first picking Uranus. My god. Ooh, big play. Ooh! Beautifully done. Beautifully done. That is excellent. I just remembered Hotun was a jungler for season 11. Oh, for S11 Gaming and Malvinas. Aha. Yeah, that is a familiar name. I was thinking like I've heard of a player named Hotun before. I just can't remember where. Yeah, he's dead. There is unfortunately still a lack of crowd control on Zeta Division as well. Even more so than Influence Rage, because even though Influence Rage only has Badang, his CC is a lot more consistent. Whereas here, Zeta Division is relying on Gatot to catch the faster targets. I don't really think they have anyone that's very good at picking off 1-1. Dude, look at that damage dealt! Oh shit, is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead? Oh! Oh my god, what? Oh! Oh! Oh my god!
Nothing personal, kid. He had the shadow
Wow.
where it mattered.
Amazing.
Wow.
I've been covering the minimap the whole time. No one told me. Dude, 10 outplayed that. Holy.
Are they getting a little messy here?
That is insane. Hello, Neko. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? How you doing? That was actually such a play, yeah. Even though their marksman has died 3 times, Zeta Division is in control. Holy shit, look at highest damage!
Zeta Division, I think I've said this a couple of times already in the series, but I am impressed. They so masterfully sink those waves.
Yeah.
I mean, mid missed out, sure, but top and bottom.
Is Japan a macro-focused region?
Half of the top lane turret going down.
I'm seeing a lot of focus on farm, on wave management.
Taking a little bit of a pot shot, but not gonna be a problem. Of course, when it comes down to artillery strike, deal a decent amount. Hodun looking for 1 on 10, but wasn't able to.
Oh wow, I understand what Hoton was getting at, but again, those kind of movements.
Yeah, I am liking what I'm seeing from Zeta Division here. Alright, let's see. Trinity completed on the Moskov. Looks like he's going Malefic Gun next as expected. Wind of Nature finished on Fury. Looks like he's also going Malefic Gun. Antique complete on Badang. Brute Force on CC, going pretty typical. Endless Battle for Yisan Shin. Malefic Gun. Malefic Roar, my bad, completed on 10. Oops, excuse me. 10 is really rich actually, that's why the Haya does so much damage. That's a dead Badang. Caught him on the edge. Yotun, I don't think you should be there. Holy shit, that damage! Damn! I think that's it, that's GG. 5v1 base defense? You're not holding that. There is no punching way. Beautifully done. Excellent. Wow! That was really well played. Really well played, actually. You suddenly came back as a region after so long, and your image is a very good one. Yeah. I'm impressed. They seem to put a good bit of focus onto macro and on farming, but the Hayabusa had really good micro too.
This is the very first time. Oh, okay.
Wow.
First time, I can't remember.
What is that damage by Haya? That's what I'm wondering too. He has 3 items. It's not like he's that far ahead. Yes, he's quite farmed, but you wouldn't normally expect him to hurt that much. Is it because he went BOD? BOD into Roar? He's just got so much raw damage and penetration at that point. Cause like the Influence Rage was itemizing for physical. It's like they were itemizing against physical damage. They had like brute forces, they had dreadnoughts and antiques. And Hayabusa was still melting them that fast.
The only MPL outside of Southeast Asia, and this is what happens?
What did they eat for breakfast?
It is quite something, yeah.
I'd like to know.
Brazil is an MPL region. They are still an MPL region, right? We still have MPL Brazil, right? I really shouldn't. I really should be in a position where I don't need to ask these questions. I think I should probably pay more attention to the global scene.
Close to the late game, either Kani or Ten saying, just push turrets, man. Yeah. We'll take care of everything else, just push turrets.
And at one point in time, I mean, when it comes down to the marksman, in the early to the mid stages of the game, you really can't contribute to battle. You have the attack speed, you have the siege.
Dude, this play was insane though. This play was so good.
Just do that. And all this
Were you a caster in an era of MPL Myanmar? I know you're a caster in MPL MY. I have not casted MPL Myanmar. I know that it did exist at one point, but I can't remember when actually.
Lane didn't even matter. It never happened. And listen,
I am so late. Hoo hoo. Hello, Lilo. All good, no worries.
Let me tell you, Zeta Division, they look like they're smurfing on them, boys. That was so good. Tell me if that wasn't plot armor. 10 going in on that Hayabusa. Every situation that he's been put in, he wins out at the
Man, I feel like I only need to bring like 2 suits or something when I go over there because of how short of a time I'm gonna be there.
This team was looking a lot more uncoordinated in their team fights, especially when they were coming going through their qualifiers, right? There was a lot of like breaking momentums, there was a lot of like trickling in. This time round, the battle lines are extremely clean, and as much as I want to sing the praises of 10, this game, disgusting Farsa, so much value brought by a single ult.
yes, the only thing that's keeping him in the ground of reality.
There was really good zone control.
That's it. Like whenever he dies, in the hands of a hidden Badang.
And that's actually very impressive because like when I was talking about this during the game as well, I was like saying Influence Rage has a comp that's actually really good at splitting up the team fight. And yet they actually could not do that at all. Every single fight was in control of Zeta Division. They were the ones dictating how it starts. Like what area of control they're playing around.
Efficiency coming out from this squad is
Even though they're playing more of a front to back comp, they should be fairly vulnerable to heroes like CC and Badang actually. And yet, they are not.
against the Farsa. Yes, I don't see the Fury of the Phoenix stopping that.
Was I a caster at that time or when MPL Myanmar discontinue? When did MPL Myanmar discontinue again?
Feather their strike. I will feather their strike.
When did they hold on.
In the qualifier of Japan,
MPL Myanmar.
they had a meta of their own. What is more impressive? The fact that maybe they were playing just how the other Japanese teams were playing, or maybe
The last MPL Myanmar was Season 5 in 2020.
to a standard that we're more comfortable.
I think I started casting around that time actually, thinking about it.
I think that Japan has brought to the table every single time. And again, it's not like we have a lot of data.
Did I? Guys, which year was COVID? Gideon hyping Hayabusa. Dude, after watching that game, how can you not hype Hayabusa? 2020, right? Then yes, I started casting MPL around the same time that MPL Myanmar ended. I wanna note though, watching Uranus win is giving you an annoying feeling. I see. You guys are being influenced by Gideon now.
It could be like a game one sort of thing, but we're gonna have to test that theory in just a little bit. Don't worry, everybody. We're gonna go on a short break, and when we come back, we could see the potential conclusion of this match between Zeta Division as well as Influence Rage, or could it be pulled and stretched into a game 3? We'll find out right after this break.
I don't want to see this thing in pubs more. Well, we already do it ourselves. We already go and do it ourselves too. All those times we let Ray first pick Uranus. Secret Lab, right here. Right here. Yeah, we have a Uranus player. I would consider playing Uranus, but I do also agree that he's a little boring. I would prefer playing Esme. Look at that whole area, man. It's so cool. I have so little time. I'll be there for so little time. I wouldn't care too much if like everyone there was there for about the same amount of time, but the fact that I'm there for such a short time compared to everyone else is like, ah. And you know, it's a funny thing too. It's a funny thing. Cause like leading up to this, I had already like told myself, I'm probably not gonna get to go to EWC, right? Before all this happened, I had already kind of consigned myself, saying like, I'm not going this year. They're not gonna get me this year. And yet now that I've been given a chance to go, it feels like it's not enough. Isn't it funny how the human mind works? Isn't it funny? This is why greed is a seven sin, you know? This is why greed is a deadly sin. Uranus is weak, I say, as I run while getting chased by one.
Two exciting regions now face off against each other. An emerging one.
You know when Uranus is weakest?
On their debut match here at the Wild
After you eat spicy food.
Esports World Cup live in Riyadh. Guys, my name is Getting Q. I'm going to be your guest host for today. For those of you just tuning in, you just missed out an entire season, an entire arc.
So, what are you guys' predictions? What are you guys thinking? Will Zeta get a 2-0? Will we get our first sweep of the day? Or are we gonna go to another game 3? What are you guys' thoughts?
Boys, now that you got it out of your system, the shell shock is over. What does Influence Rage have to do if they want to beat Zeta Division, who right now are looking to be a cut above?
They need to bring up Caliente. They need the heat. They need the chaos. Where is that? We were looking for it, and it came out in the most unfortunate way, wherein they were the ones finding themselves.
You would like a game 3, Lilo? That would be cool.
Honestly, when I look at Influence Rage, the first thing that I would...
But Zeta Division did look really clean, actually. Zeta Division looked really clean.
They want to win every single lane just so that they can just shove
Freya, maybe, to Zeta? I wanna see Alucard.
For the first two turtles, yeah. Okay, at least we know that the 1-1 outright beats the lane against Minute.
Yep.
And when it comes down to CC, it was...
Oh yeah, both of the previous matches were reverse sweeps too. It wasn't just a game 3, it was a reverse sweep both times.
Paquito was always rotating elsewhere. Paquito was always looking for something else. And that's why, I guess, starting from mid, with 10 at the lead, things went out of control.
I do feel like the coordination from Influence Rage was not enough. Like, they have a team lineup that's really good at playing independently of each other, but that kind of lineup works the best if you're able to still coordinate those space that you take. And I feel like they were playing more front to back compared to Zeta, which kind of locked them in too much.
They're showing like, hey, you give us a snowball, we know how to run with it.
Need to see draft before can decide. I see.
Different, really test them in all aspects of the game.
Yeah, Influence Rage may have overshot.
Alucard, yeah, they played Alucard in their qualifier, Aziza.
They drafted for patch 1.
In the Japan qualifier to the wild card.
You know what I mean? Because looking at Zeta Division, we expected something else from them, right? Like the unorthodox flavor. And maybe even an execution. But no, like they played so July 2025 that it was too clean. Like, and they got away with that from blue side.
Honestly, whatever that they were cooking in the previous game, they're gonna have to do the same thing, right? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but when it comes down to game 2s, so far it has always went to the other side.
Yeah, I'm
right?
hoping it's not like a game 1 situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Gideon, what do you mean by a game 1 situation?
I feel like this could be, hey, we're on the international stage where we're not worried about these nerves. We gotta give everything right here, right now. And I think that's what's exciting about it. But with that being said, it looks like the draft is gonna be about to begin here, and I think that Influence Rage
Staff, check the GIF I pinged you in Discord. Oh.
things around and turn this into a full series. I'll pass it off to our casters here. It's Abstract as well as Leo.
The greed. I see. I see. Yeah, I shouldn't be greedy. In the end, right, it is an honor that I get to go at all. But I believe that I have what it takes to go further. That I have what it takes to be there longer, you know? Maybe part of me just wants to be paid a bit more too. But I do feel like my casting is good enough to stand up there. Fudge, man.
That might be one way to do that.
Well, there's always next year, right? Alright, so Influence Rage on the blue side, Zeta on the red. Fredrin and Bruno still banned, but they also banned Phobius. They banned a different hero tree before this, I feel like. I just can't remember what it was. Cho, Zeusin, Uranus ban. Looks like Influence Rage likes Guanwan. Fury was doing pretty good with the Guanwan, was actually winning gold lane against Moiminet.
Having the procedural 1 into 2 into 3, but wait, hold up. Draft is
Bruno strong? You would think not really, but I think it's just cause they wanted to play 1-1, right? So they don't wanna have to deal with a lane dominating gold laner.
Yep, it could go to literally 3 different roles. So
Baxia and Farsa is a pretty nice opening. I'm a fan of that opening. I do feel like they need a bit more crowd control in advance, but this way they can give a bit of a false impression.
you know what, we can do it by Hayabusa, just lick it out again. I think that is completely fine.
Kalea Lapu. Okay.
So it's going to be the Lapu Lapu as well as I got something with this lady.
Talking about disrespect.
Abstract forgot Kalea's name there. Where are the teams from? Influence Rage is from Brazil. Zeta Division is from Japan. The first time a Japanese team has participated in an international MLBB tournament in like 4 or 5 years.
Put down the, close 50-50 when it comes to efficiency.
Yeah, from Kagura country.
If it was up to me, if my opinion mattered any,
Wait, didn't Zeta win their qualifier? Yeah. Japan doesn't have a slot in the main tournament. They have a slot to the wild card. They have to play a qualifier to the wild card. Kalea not prio pick anymore? Yes, not prio pick anymore. Still a very good hero, don't get me wrong. But she heals a lot less compared to before, isn't quite as durable as you'd want. And is still very single target overall. And 1-0s. Oh yeah, wait! The mark is on Rage! You're right! I feel like something's up with the API. Cause like blue side is supposed to be on the left. I get the feeling that's what's causing it to display slightly incorrectly. You're right, yeah. That one yellow triangle should be on Zeta's side.
It's gonna, they don't want it to be eye for an eye, 2 for 2, so just throw that into the pool.
Lancelot is banned, Badang is banned. Influence Rage is mainly concerned about anti-dash, hard CC.
they don't ban it out. Instead, they got the Hayabusa.
They took out 2 junglers.
Okay, again, if you're protecting 10, sure.
Double jungler ban on assassins specifically. So there is an intention to potentially play a slightly less mobile marksman.
Rage, they have one more ban here. Another frontliner, I reckon. What is it, an Arlet?
Perhaps someone, I mean, Arlet sounds fine.
Kalea's still annoying, but I never thought she was a prio pick / ban.
And I would say Francis,
I mean, she was prio pick / ban for quite a while though in MPL.
so perhaps look at something that
They got a procket.
he has a pocket.
Nathan?
Okay, that falls within the category.
Really?
Zeta Division, oh, here we go.
Wait, what?
Now we're cooking. Oh, Lord.
I still don't really think Nathan is that good.
When was the last time we saw him?
Can't tell you, man. I don't.
I don't feel like Nathan is that good.
Since his last significant.
Magic? I guess. I mean, they already Farsa for magic damage though. Why Nathan?
He's gotten a few changes. Again, maybe 3 patches down.
I guess you can reposition to mess up the crossbow of tank stacks. It would require a good amount of microplay though. Maybe it's a pocket pick.
We were talking about magic.
So then the joy goes over to Influence Rage alongside Nana. Okay. A little bit of that stormy energy on the stage.
Forget the Zeta. We're going Nana. That's 2 Leonins Influence Rage's draft. I like it because it's solid crowd control. Yeah, you drop one.
You probably want an EXP laner. You put Baxia in the EXP? You could actually, but I feel like it's better to have him matching Kalea.
So we have
Then again, there's not a lot of EXP laners that do particularly well against Lapu Lapu. Maybe you go CC again. Hilda.
yeah,
Is this Hilda Roam? I think it needs to be Hilda Roam.
any form of lane
Though then again, Hilda does win against Lapu level 1 and 2. Like before level 4, Hilda wins against Lapu. So maybe that's the angle they're playing for. It doesn't look like they're intending to swap. So yeah, EXP Hilda, Roam Baxia.
They just want to win in their own lanes, just leave them be.
Yeah, they can bully women that again.
Okay.
It's the same.
Natan is like a burst attack speed.
Fighting would be harder for women.
I don't know, I feel like there's better options, but okay.
Compared to
We will see. I am kind of curious how well they'll do, considering I don't really think the hero is that good. Why not Yuzong? Yuzong's very hit or miss.
Again, nothing against women. I know he's a role player. I think Fury can just.
So in this,
That's what I'm saying.
Hilda's kind of the same, right? Both heroes need you to really win out lane early. Otherwise you
Faster than Moscow.
lose a lot of value.
In Zeta division,
I think they're just trying. Are they trying to invade jungle? Maybe. But Influence Raze has already blocked the attempt, so it's no longer very good. I don't know. I still don't really like the. I don't really like the Natan and Hilda. Not a big fan of Zeta's second phase.
it is naturally going to be a wet noodle fight whenever you see a Hilda. He can deal massive amount of damage over to the XP lane as well. Still be
Wouldn't girl riding lion work better for 1-1? You mean Irritel?
as much as possible. I want to see Jun
Hmm.
providing all the
I think there's a lot of options that would be better.
than what we expected in the Uranus in the game number 1. So I think that Junwon just play what he did in the previous, and he's all good.
He did go Purify.
more aggressive because what's Joy gonna do to you early on? Oh my lord!
Oh!
Camera. Suka gets blasted.
Now, how did that happen?
The middle lane.
Yep.
Kalea Nana is a pretty scary combination though. You get caught in one combo, you just die.
Even with
Nana's burst damage is. Oh my god!
Nani! Next one.
Holy shit!
Chopping block.
Where did he go?
Aggressive on that part.
What the fudge?
Jungle though.
he was trying to check in.
I said they had a lot of damage, but that's surprising to me even. That's a Baxia.
Juno's gonna try and do that. They
Can they kill here? No.
not enough effective damage just yet.
But I think that's still gonna be fine. We're currently 1 minute.
I don't like the Hilda.
Influence rage
I feel like Hilda is in a really weird state in the game now.
gold, but anything could happen at this point in time. As now,
Oh, good stun. Jotun's dead.
He goes down almost instantaneously to the hands of 10. While defender
Alright, alright. Pretty solid.
One zones them away.
I think that was way too overextended from
For Influence Rage.
Hotun.
About the first 2 kills on Influence Rage.
No reason to go that far forward. The team is not ready to back you up.
Lead for Psuke and Kani plus a turtle. This
Nana is evil both early and late. Mid game kinda meh, but still hurts like hell. It's just annoying, yeah.
This will slowly make his way to show some progress. While in the meantime, Paquito is still at level 3. Not a big, not a big problem.
10 is 2 levels up now on the Joy. Joy only just hit level 5.
Fury with the feather airstrike on
Ouch! Oh, are they going for it? No, they can't.
no go.
All right, almost
That's a lot of damage though. Pretty good, pretty good.
vision. They do
Oh, they caught him again!
And that is gonna be one.
And Chino, double team June 1. There wasn't much this Hilda was gonna do. He is
Yeah, I don't like the Hilda here. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think it's a good pick.
Game, what I would expect more from Influence Rage, right? Pick up
I think Hilda in general is not really in a good state this meta.
kind of weird situation
Which is kind of weird because this should be a meta that like
there.
gives sustained fighters a lot of presence.
So I did not expect them to actually win it early. Mid stages of the game.
But I feel like Hilda did not really get much from this patch. Also, guys, remind me not to cover the minimap when we start the game.
jungle to slow it down. I think that's what Zeta Division wants to do.
IR is influencing the rage inside them.
If they can make Influence Rage respond to what they're doing to Fury, then all the more there will be less pressure
Even though 10 is a full level ahead of Hotun, the gold difference is not very much. Wait, the triangle still shows influence rage. Zeta did win game 1, right? Oh, that was close. One hit. I would feel like that was BS. That's BS.
This guy is crazy in his lane. He's just shoving Muiminette in such a difficult spot.
Wait, the triangle is still mistaken here. Oh my god, that damage!
Tino picks up a double on the Bokani as well as 10, allowing
Lafu is ridiculous.
Yep. Forget about anti-healing. There was just way too much there. Zeta Division put nothing on the board for that turtle take. Suke is in trouble.
Oh, I think he's dead.
Don't have wings by wings. Totem picks up a
Ah, looks like we might be going to game 3. Oh, triangle fixed. Okay. Literally the moment after I said it. Very nice. Good job, guys.
Suke knows you're not gonna get away from that.
Whoa, wait. What happened to the graphics there? Did anyone see that? That wasn't just me, right?
So Suke understood the
That wasn't just me that saw the screen completely glitch out for like a split second.
In fact, I kind of like the fact that they have 2 purifiers in the team, right? Zeta Division, they absolutely respect that.
What happened? Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Both the Kalia or perhaps even the Nana.
I saw that, right? Okay, it wasn't just me. I did not hallucinate that. That is good to know.
Chan with 4 assists, meaning he's gotten 4 out of the 6 kills, means it stops. It's not a big wow. The breadth of what's allowed in this current patch is up to series 3. Yep. Up to day is just amazing.
I like how the Nana pick is a little bit surprising to these guys. But for us here in MY, we've already seen it. we already know that this hero is actually pretty good.
Okay, so they're waiting on 2 things. Both Muiminette's Nathan and 10's Yisun Shin. If either of these things are still surviving by critical mass,
Moiminette has not died yet, so he's still been able to farm pretty well.
outside of the base, or at least are in.
But I imagine he's still being pressured in lane.
That's where Zeta Division
Quite hard.
Rage. I can't really imagine
Gideon is right there, but he's not casting. He's the desk host.
Zeta unless they somehow manage to find a nuke from Chan, or literally on 10. Since 10 will need to be in the kill zone, or rather kill range of Chan, in order to do remotely anything, even if they want to go for the back. But speaking of which,
Oh, the flicker! Flicker tsunami slam! Beautifully done.
double kill again. What is going on with this Lapu?
Bro getting sleepy? Yeah, this happens a lot. I did just come from dinner after all.
We commended his Farsa in game 1, but you saw he was hitting 4 dudes with it. Nothing. They felt nothing.
Nothing at all. Don't have the skilling provided just yet. Eventually,
A big problem now for Zeta.
want to see how their objective game is gonna go. Still same thing. Muiminette.
Lafu really is ridiculous.
Side lanes.
This is why I banned Joy till this day. She's still good. She is still good, and that's only with 1 item. Starlium Scythe too, the nerfed item. And she still does that much damage. Going for Holy Crystal next.
800 gold.
Corrosion Windtalker complete on 1-1. Feather complete on Natan. Natan definitely behind. 1.5k gold deficit. Kani also very poor.
1,000 gold on top of
Most of the players on Zeta are pretty poor right now. That is a problem. 1-1 completing her 3rd item
We're waiting for
when Moiminette doesn't even have his 2nd.
ideal. Can Pasuka afford
Weird draft from Japan. Yeah, I don't know why they went Hilda. Hilda's not good in the meta right now. And I don't really think Natan is very good in the meta right now either.
So at this point, it's not about the fact that he wants to play a bruiser, but he knows that he's ahead. Might as well just take the opportunity and just deal as much damage. If he can get a kill, he'll get a kill. He will pave a good way for Influence Rage and just kind of.
Apologies for the yawning, peeps.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen to Chino, right?
I get sleepy.
Oh, there we go.
Tsunami Slam, pulling in Kani. Good Yisun Shin ult, not bad. They lose Baxia. Oh, they lose Matan too. It looked like it was going kind of okay, but damn.
With the title strike, joins into the fray. He may sacrifice himself, but that's a 1-for-3
Yeah, that's worth it for Influence Rage. I think we are going to another game 3. Oh shit, he is dead.
10 gets taken out. 1v1 denied his purple. Did he? Did
Yawn number 2. Do we need a yawn counter? Do we need a yawn counter on the screen? Probably not. That gives bad implications about the stream that I'm currently watch partying.
could do nothing but watch as the Latam reps in the wild card take away that Lord for free.
Yeah.
This is a very different Zeta division. This is very different. This is the situation they find themselves in now.
I don't like these. I don't like these last 2 picks. I really don't like these last 2 picks. I feel like they're the thing that's causing issues.
Yeah, not 22, but the prior ultimatum of 12 minutes, 13 minutes, bump down to like 16.
Bump to the 16. Because they're not really as this is not the usual curve, right? They have to earn through passive income, and only by 16, 17 minutes would they be able to reach critical mass. But at least, and I think that the saving grace is
The pick for when Lord dies? Oh, is there like something about it?
Yep, he's more
I'll be the yawn counter, but low-key might suck at it because I'm copying notes right now. All good. We don't actually need a yawn counter. That's just the joke, you know.
the old-fashioned way, but they gotta defend their base first. We start here.
Now the final question.
It's an 11k goal deficit in 10 minutes.
This is something that I'm afraid of.
I don't think you come back from this.
Unpopular opinion, I think they do. No matter how much we want to see.
I don't really think there's anything you can do.
Two underdogs.
I mean, we have Gino after all.
Yeah.
This guy is on fire. Let's pick it up.
Oh, here comes the joy! Oh my god!
Catch 2. Well, 2-1.
It's over, man. The draft was not smart. I didn't like the last 2 picks.
Another one, and it's suplex.
Another game 3!
Double kill. Credit at the
Another game 3, peoples. That's it. A very anticlimactic way to finish because all the minions ended up dying.
Chan is feeling himself. Chan knows.
But we already know that there's nothing Zeta can do now.
That's a clean wave.
This is the end, ladies and gentlemen. Even though we have the 2 members that's back online, but Influence Rage have too much on their hands to end the game.
They ran through Zeta Division. And it's not like Zeta Division had a bad draft. Zeta Division had
Farsa did not do any damage. You need to be able to create space
chaos among
for these heroes.
ranks. Like, this is what
Farsa, Yi, Sunshine, snowball really hard if you have heroes that can create space for them to do their stuff.
They want the aggression. Early game.
And Nathan and Hilda just don't give you enough lane priority.
Zeta Division points.
I see.
I really don't like the picks. I don't like those 2 picks.
Trust me. Right? Let it play the joy. And then we'll stampede through them. This is
So I guess wildcard stream seems that way.
for all the marbles.
The boys are having a long day, that's for sure.
I'm not going to say anything about patterns and give houses 1 and 2 goals.
And then horse game stream, we'll see. We'll see how
Who's we? Because it's
late I feel like being up. Cause I still no one has answered me yet about how long I can play horse game when I start it.
clear that Zeta Division were fighting where they should.
I don't actually know like how long of a stream I need to allocate to it.
Economical factor. They don't have the items. They don't have that power spike in order to deal with the opponents. So, understandably, to play underneath the turrets is generally going to be the safe bet. But to fight for the turtle, I think that those are
Yeah, it's too difficult to execute this draft with like losing side lanes. Even worse so for Hilda, because if Hilda loses her side lane, then it's just fudging over. That's why I felt like Baxia should have been EXP.
Nana wins. Nana debut win.
I think that is kind of a June effect. I think change from the Uranus to the Hilda is such a big difference to the spacing.
Yeah, the Uranus was creating way more spacing than the Hilda. The Hilda basically couldn't do anything. I don't remember seeing the Hilda do anything this game. They didn't show item recap after match finish.
One more thing,
Huh.
had to scale in this game.
Horse game can play quite a while. Depends on how fast you read if you want to read. Ah, so there is like some story in the beginning, huh?
Let's make it messy, but at least let's bring in 4 people to ensure that this fight is going to be as clean as it gets. And not to mention the lane matchups that we did get to eventually see. Nana on top of having strong power picks like the Kalia, the early level 2 kill down by the mid lane. I mean, this game, he had to use Purify. He just didn't think like, the boomerang and Kalia at level 2 is going to kill me. Nah, no way.
It's super specific how Tsuke should have behaved in the early, right? So that was very much punished by Influence Rage.
Honestly, if I was Biscay, I think I would.
There's the reroll aspect if you want to reroll for good starting cards. Do I want to? I feel like there's not much point in me doing that. Is there a reason? Is there like a good reason for me to like commit to rerolling?
But it just goes to show, Influence Range, they're not here to just get knocked on over. They're looking to kind of push back. And now that we've got the full series, and we've got a little bit of a taste from both sides, I do want to actually bring up.
Just get the cards you find pretty. Oh, is there like art on the cards? Are they like light cones or something? I thought they were just like cards.
Honestly, I still want to put.
Damn, I am kind of tired actually. I wonder why.
The early stages was really heavy by the Uranus in game number 1.
So you're saying that Hilda did not?
I can see that he tried to, but he's not getting enough of the support.
Makes it easier for you to play and better performance in. Is it this PvP? Horse Girl game has PvP? I thought it was like a single player roguelike kind of thing.
I'll tell you now, Hilda did nothing.
I agree with you, Leo. I agree with you. The Hilda did nothing. It's such a bad pick. I don't like it.
Compromised the joint. He couldn't because the Lapu-Lapu cleared the way much faster and was able to rotate much faster. So maybe
It's not the era for Hilda anymore. It just isn't, straight up.
you want to be more of a significant player. That's where I would put this whole. Sure, yeah, that's where I would put this whole June 1 situation.
Well,
Food makes you sleepy? Yeah.
for now, we're gonna go on.
Maybe being sleepy makes me sleepy. We can compete with each other. Damn, I didn't know that.
Influence Rage. So,
I did not know that actually.
go to the bathroom, but don't go anywhere. Keep your eyes locked on the screen. Next few minutes are gonna be important as we break this down. We'll catch you right after the break.
Huh, you're right. There's no post game. There's no like post game item recap like MVP. That's kind of interesting. Why don't they have that? Actually, I thought every MLBB stream had that. Like post game item recap, like damage summary, MVP screen, highlights. Damn, they don't have all of that? That's kind of strange. What's up? Hello, Amin. Welcome back. We'll be doing watch party. Game 3 between Zeta Division and Influence Rage. Every single match is going to Game 3 today. Also, right? Am I the only one that feels like, you see these slots down here? These like where it lists out all the matches for the day at the bottom of the screen. Isn't there supposed to be scores? Like there's very clearly a red and blue square where you put like a number to show what was the result of that match, and it's just there's just nothing there. That feels kind of weird, doesn't it? Cause it clearly feels like it's designed to have the match results. Curious. I'm not quite close to the purple skin yet. I want to get that purple skin. It's pretty nice. Alright, hold on. We've got like 10 seconds. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. Be right back, folks.
time is now. We continue on for the conclusion of this best of 3 here in Group B. It's Zeta Division facing up against Influence Rage 1-1 in the wild cards here for MSC at EWC 2025 live in Riyadh. My name's Gaming Q. For those of you just tuning in, don't worry, we're going to be jumping into the draft real soon. But Leon as well as Abstract, we had a little bit of time to actually think about what are some of the amendments that can be done to really give them that little bit of an edge coming. And to be fair, we don't have a lot of information to work with.
Okie dokie.
Hypothetical.
Wait, hold on. Let me check something. Let me check something outside. I feel like I may have forgotten something. I'll be right back.
Zeta are respecting the metagame, and they're learning so quickly. So, if in the span of a month, they're able to draft and play like this, who's to say that in the span of a game of 10 minutes, they're able to start and pick up on, cues from their opponents? Yeah, and then read that, hey, 10 can't breathe and play if June 1's getting bullied. So maybe they hunker down on June 1, and then they give 10 maybe a more self-sustaining hero, like, the Intermission is a little too vulnerable in my opinion, for my taste of 10.
What are you talking about? Was the Hilda not self-sustainable in that case?
No.
It used to be self-sustainable for an entire year.
I mean, the Yi Sin Shin. Given how much pressure was put on the Hilda, and the Hilda can't protect the Yi Sin Shin, he had just one trick. It's like, oh god, help! That's it. Like, so, that's their relationship. Draft-wise, I hope that they can reconcile that.
I want to see a hero around it. I think that this is very hypothetical on the advantage side, but really I just want to see 10 pulling off early game / mid-game heroes. Like you mentioned before, because this time he's playing a scaling hero, I want someone that can kind of pop off at level 4, level 5, or... Well, I don't know, because it feels like Boxer as well as Virgin has been like the consistent back that we can see throughout the matchup anyways, right? So does that mean that we're looking to the lane? I'm thinking like Benedettas, I'm thinking about Swiss Army Knights, I'm thinking about non-interactables, clear waves, fast, rotate becomes priority, arguably even if Edith could come into play in these matchups, it would make a lot of sense.
What if the coast is clear and they put a Suyo in his hands? You know what I mean? If you're sure that the other jungler is not a Joy, and at worst you're facing off against a single Farsa or like a single Zertin, does Ken have a Suyo? I miss Suyo. We haven't seen a single Suyo.
Okay, I'm back. Apologies for that, peeps. I did forget something that was outside. Okay. You need another 10k points for the purple skin? I think I still need like a good number. How many do I need? Hold on, let me check. Let me check how many points I still need.
It could be worse. It could definitely be a lot worse, but that brings us to the one final linchpin for a lot of these compositions, the support. Because I feel...
Oh wait, no, I'm the same. I also need about 10k points.
Breath, depth, it's tough to say, right? We don't really know what's the full width of their hero pool when it comes down to being flexible with the compositions. So far, we've been seeing team fighting compositions.
Almost there, almost there. 10k is not too bad.
Also haven't seen like dedicated...
Especially since we have passive income from the dino eggs as well.
So at least something a little bit different, let's say, but not too unorthodox.
Ooh! Excuse me. Damn.
All within the meta. So far, not once to the only do we see Florin.
Yeah, we're actually not seeing a lot of healing supports in general. Right, the only healing support we actually saw being played was Angela. Which, in my opinion, is still one of the worst among the healing supports. That's kind of strange.
That's the question, is can their playstyle support it? Because, yeah, you're right. We're so used to Kani just being a sandbag.
Yes.
Kani being this wall of meat to support the rest of his squad. But, yeah, no, from game 1...
Come here, Claude.
And they can put
Let me...
in a position wherein you lost the first 5 minutes, the first 8 minutes. It's okay, we'll push turrets.
Don't know why I'm sleepy. I don't know why I'm tired today.
Can, like Rubik's Cube around or like bring the tower up to where they still work.
Big boy.
Some of the elements around, because it's clear in game 2, if you mess with June 1, things crumble. Can they work that through?
Okay, interesting that you bring that up. If they
So it definitely feels like Zeta Division is a slightly more late game leaning team. Right, we already saw that there was a pretty notable priority to farming and macro in game number 1. And then when they weren't able to get the space to do that in game 2, you know, they just weren't really able to do anything. Thing is, I feel like a lot of that also came down to just not having the correct hero picks, right? Like still, I don't like the Hilda and the Natan. I didn't like it when they picked it. I was hoping they would prove me wrong. They did not prove me wrong. I still think that they're not good. Hello, Kai. Welcome, welcome. Alright. Let's go. Blue side Zeta, red side Influence Rage. Where did their logos go? Wait, weren't their logos supposed to be there before this? Why is the score already 2-1? What is happening to the... What is happening to the API? Where did their logos go? Why does Zeta have 2 points? Zeta went 1-1 first? Is 1-1 that prioritized? I don't feel like 1-1 is that prioritized, surely. Farsa Lapu is alright, I guess. Can someone spoil you the results? Yep, it's currently 1-1. They revealed the script. I don't really know, it's kind of weird. Kinda strange, cause like surely the API. Oh, there we go. They fixed it. They took away one of the glowing triangles. But why did it do that in the first place? So Zeta going back to the Hayabusa that won them game number 1. Badang is open. But Badang isn't actually that good against the heroes here. Kalea. I wouldn't say Kalea is really that good of a pick either. In the first place, we've already determined that Gatot is kind of a Kalea counter, actually. But it's still a very good combo with Arsa, so I guess it's fine for Influence Rage. This is a global stage, no? There's a lot of errors happening. Well, errors happen all the time, but it is a bit strange. Maybe it's the growing pains, right? It's been a while since they've had to do this. Channel in Spanish? Mi no hablo español. I probably butchered that. Okay, so Zetian ban makes sense. It's a kind of a... Farsa and Zetian kind of counter each other. Plus the vision that the hero provides messes with Kalea a lot, so it's understandable they get rid of that. They also get rid of Valentina. Oh, it's a pocket pick, is it?
We still have a G if there's still possible, especially since they have already denied that they got the Kacha. The opponent naturally don't have an answer to a Yi. Yes, but you
where did it go?
the artillery range that, but at least you have better zoning.
Okay.
Sure where you stay.
Okay, so the Irritel ban. Okay, so making sure that Moiminet has a good time. So far, Moiminet has not really done very well, right? In game 1, they lost lane pretty hard. And honestly didn't do all that much, even when they won. And then in game 2, the Natan just got absolutely bodied.
That they want to keep the jungler as the X factor.
So I guess they're putting a bit more focus onto making sure their gold lane wins.
Zeta is already out. They can always just
But yeah, like the caster said, Moskov is still open. It's still not bad.
what else can we look at?
Ooh,
They actually picked up
Ling.
The give across to the chest again. The fact that the two bans in the second phase were gold laners,
Okay.
plus the fact that 1-1 was first pick, means
Saving gold lane for last
out on the fact that that's a very
on the influence rage side.
they can see this Ling.
If they have a Ling jungle,
Yeah, and whoa. Why is Ten so happy about
that there's a possibility of fighter gold lane, right?
Yep.
Is there a possibility of fighter gold lane for influence rage since they have Ling jungle?
This is a mystery.
We could keep that in mind.
Would you
Like a Ruby gold lane versus 1-1 would actually be not bad.
Is this someone's signature? Because
or something very specific on Orthodox that only they play in Japan? Okay,
Phobius is good.
He's to get banned out.
Lilia!
okay, the moment just slipped out. We didn't see that.
Lilia!
It is the Lilia.
All right. This
What?
is Lilia.
Why Lilia?
Yes, Lilia has been in the works.
I don't feel like Lilia is the pick here. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see the reasoning for it.
Lilia should be popping off by now.
I feel like even Nana would have been better. I guess Lilia is a good counterplay to Kalea since you can just ult out of being tsunami slammed.
Sustainable mid for Zeta.
But besides that, the heroes on Rage's side are fairly high mobility. I don't think Lilia is gonna have a very good time. Alright, looks like they do stick to a regular gold lane. So Beatrix versus 1-1. Pretty safe, you know, Beatrix always a good universal fallback.
With that,
Yeah, too much movement, right? I agree. That's why I didn't think that Lilia would be very good.
the moment that
Yes, it's a good counter pick to the Kalea, but I don't feel like it's worth locking in Lilia just for that either.
that can work out very well for them.
Yeah.
What is zoning?
So with that said, Influence Rage bringing a lot of the momentum that
I still think like Nana would have actually been kind of good.
running right through Zeta Division.
Like some hard lockdown.
You picked the Lilia. Hey, is that, I reckon that's why they were clapping. That's why they were so happy
I
about it.
would like to believe so, yeah. We haven't seen the Lilia in the longest time. And this time, for the match point between these two teams, Zeta Division and Influence Rage, Lilia joins into the fray.
Well, let's see what happens. Lethal Ignition Lilia as well.
An upset Group B once more.
Okay.
For a third match.
Lethal Ignition Lilia, Weakness Finder 1-1.
Can they get up into the 1-0 bracket?
It does give you a very strong level 1. I guess that's the timing they're most concerned about.
They put onto Paquito, man. Put him down to half health.
Let's take a moment, whenever possible, to actually talk about the Lilia, right? One thing for sure is that Lilia is absolutely amazing at wave clears, right? But it's been so long since we last seen Lilia with the changes and all.
Her damage got pumped up, but her energy
With Black Shoes and Purify, it does look like Piske is trying to make himself Kalea's target like every chance that he can get. He will most likely try to walk up to get Tsunami slammed like all the time.
That's team fighting. Lane-wise, no. Look how fast they both cleared.
And with Lilia and Gatot, that does make it difficult for Paquito to actually like get easy pickoffs off of mid lane prio.
Typically speaking, the mages don't need to touch each other.
Again though, Paquito being the player name and not the hero name is still very, very awkward.
Amount of movements coming in. Zeta Division
Okay, June is freezing the wave. Paquito takes some damage. Oh!
one that's gonna be rushing himself right in the
Flicker forced out. That's very good.
as well.
The discipline on 10, you see how he held back that shadow kill? He could have, I could have sworn he could have went for it, but he didn't. It's not time. It's not time.
Not yet. Reserving that for the upcoming turtle fight. They know what's coming, and they can definitely expect a little bit more.
Yep, Zeta Division first to the scene. Junwan and Suke welcoming Paquito. He
Should be a free turtle. I don't think Influence Rage is ready to contest this.
Oh, Zeta.
Does Zeta want to try and contest purple? Looks like no. Alright.
Free turtle. We do have Zeta Division with a very good zoning.
Ouch.
Doesn't show any-
Yeah, we can see. Oh! Ouch! Oh! Close.
All the
That was close.
damage from Fury forces Muimina to go home now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yo!
Dude, Moimenet is having a rough time, dude.
I didn't see that coming.
Coast to coast.
Like, every single game, he's not really doing that well.
Punished by Hotun, by recalling out in the open. Kulasori was saved from Fury, but Fury was not the real threat. The real threat was Hotun, and that is first blood drawn on to the sad gold laner for Zeta Division, currently sitting at 0-1-1. 3 minutes in, about a minute change until the next turtle spawns in the lower quarter. So it's safe to say, Zeta Division has won 2 out of 3 lanes.
Yes.
They definitely lost gold.
They definitely lost gold. Not as
Now, winning 2 out of 3 lanes is still pretty good, though. That's usually the goal.
coming in because it is a 1-1 after all. You want to play in team fights, but so far in the past.
Alright, Kalea not committing ult since he knows.
Speaking of which, in
Oh!
fight 10,
That was close. Yotun is very far in front.
Blade coming from your Hodun with 2 blades and out of it.
2 ults, resulting in no kills. So far, both junglers respecting each other's output, but there's a slight lead in the EXP for 10. But if you're talking about utility, you're talking about easily executed.
Excuse me.
Hotun has to be respected. Hotun, you have to understand that his kill on Moimenet earlier was orchestrated by Influence Rage. Influence Rage set that up, so it's not as easy for Zeta Division to do the same.
Zeta Division, they don't really quite have the amount of mobility per se, aside from the...
Yon counter numero 6. Has it been 6? No one told me I was covering the minimap again.
Yes, exactly. There is a small...
I keep forgetting to change my camera position.
Have to do everything that he needs during that window of opportunity.
And he's playing with such a small margin of error. He has to play this very well. Very similar to how he played game number 1. June 1. Keeps tabs on Chino. So
Okay, good taunt on Chino. Tsunami Slam on the Phobius into the Vengeance. Beatrix all doing a lot of damage. 1-for-1 trade. Paquito also gets picked off.
Really good kills in. We're trying to
Too deep from Zeta, actually. Too deep, too deep.
for Zeta Division and
Was pretty good to start, but they needed to regain positioning.
for that turret up top.
10? Oh, I didn't get it.
Get it. Instead, in some freak of nature accident.
This clearly shows we don't look at the map. Oops.
Fortunately,
Yeah, you guys are outing yourselves to me right now. No one here looks at the minimap. I'm keeping an eye on y'all.
by a random shoot again.
at least we went to them, yeah. So it's not too bad to say.
Like, the fight started pretty good. I think Zeta Division needed to know when to back off, though.
Relatively balanced. The goal for
They had already retained control by trading fairly evenly.
they got the clutch up some.
That is a dead Lily, I think. Oh no, he actually dodged that? No, he's still dead.
Cheetah picks up yet another kill on top of him, or June is completely all the way in, he's fully committing. But all he can do is just go and go and go.
It's sad the Zeta Division committed to trading for that top lane tier 1, but apparently we didn't keep tabs on it. Moimenet didn't even get it down. All he was doing was wailing away at the gold shield turret. So that's why they were able to set at 15k, 15k, but now...
Okay, Shadow killed. Not quite enough damage yet.
that turret going down.
10 now in a lot of trouble.
Influence Rage,
Doesn't have his cooldowns at all. Whoa! Whoa, what? How did he movement out of that?
But he still went down.
If he was able to buy just slightly more time to get his quad shadow out, that would have been an incredible escape. Holy shit! Lilia couldn't ult! He couldn't black shoes!
To go for a vantage frag. Well, June 1, he goes in, but he don't have got any just walks himself away.
Zeta Division's playing a little sloppy now.
Zeta Division now playing.
Crossbow is open, but Moimin has taken too much damage. Oh my god!
With a feathered airstrike, he catches Moimenet at the final
Oh.
second, and even a kill onto June 1 as June was hoping to sacrifice himself to ensure Moimenet gets
That is not clean. Zeta Division is making a lot of mistakes.
Appreciate it. It's a thought that counts, but here, thoughts
Not properly respecting Influence's ability to jump in and out of the team fight.
on major objectives like
Hello James, welcome back to the stream. How you doing?
thing of smelling
We are currently watch partying day 1 of the MSC Wild Cards.
They're gonna have to ube. This early on, they're gonna have to ube.
There's not really much that they can work with at this point. They don't have that amount of gold enough to actually pop off. Biscay has been caught off guard quite a lot of time, despite having a Purify as well as Black Shoes. The amount of damage output as you...
I feel like Moiminet is
No, the thing is, it's not reliable.
not very good. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
It's okay, you have to have your
Like there are things left to be desired.
Goodbye to Kani once again. It is all about the pickoff game for Influence.
For real, why Lilias? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. Like, even if you picked it to try and counterplay the engagement from Kalea, Biscay actually died instantly that last fight. Couldn't even press their ult.
blades up into the skies, forcing a quad shot
Does
over.
Guinevere technically have a dash, and can Phoveus exploit it? Yes, I think Guinevere does have a dash.
But look at how scared they are.
And now Tsunami Slam ropes June in, and all he can do.
Oh, wait, hold on, not too bad a fight here. Crossbow comes out.
Finally gets a kill.
Oh, in a nature, hold on, go, 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 kill him, okay.
Managed to get a set down on the Fury. Backs a triple.
Oh,
There we go, there we go.
a silver lining, a ray of hope for Zeta Division as they push down bottom, but it's not enough to catch up to the speed of Influence Rage. Hotun escorts a wave up top as he takes down tier 2.
Right when we need...
I'm gonna say it now though, based on how they're playing here, I don't think Zeta Division is gonna qualify to the main stage.
a little bit more in order to
I feel like Rare Anthem played better than this.
right this time. 9 minutes in.
POV if Beatrix got away. Dude, almost. He actually dashed backwards when Beatrix was one hit away. I was like, no, don't you dare. Don't you dare miss this kill.
The reason why Hotun set up that top lane is because it's long lane. It's literally half the map across away from where the Lord is. So if Zeta Division want to contest,
Hotun and Chan have both not died yet.
Muimine,
It's a lot of gold you can get if you're able to get those shutdowns though.
third pit, it's a dance. Influence Rage taking their purple first, and then we'll see how Zeta Division come in to contest. There's a purple on 10 as well.
We're gonna have to slowly wait for the time.
Oh no, it's not. Oh, Influence Rage took everything.
Okay, Wind of
He
Nature.
was starved like that. They did him dirty.
10 don't have a single, just doesn't have a single buff to himself. That is gonna be rough. Chun activates onto Defender Astra.
They gave orange buff to the 1-1.
And this is where Influence Rage tries to open themselves up a little bit.
But Hayabusa really still needs the farm. He's a full level behind.
They're forcing a response away from the Lord pit, away from everyone else. Because it's much easier for Zeta Division to bite back at Influence
Malefic
Rage.
Gun complete. It's a pretty nice item for 1-1 there.
Influence Rage, and something tells me it's working. Abstract, because
It feels like a lot of time is being wasted
I
here.
was expecting them to.
Yep. Influence Rage could generally try to blitz down the Lord, especially with the winning lane up top previously. But
Excuse me. Oh, Tsunami Slam. June is dead. Hold on. Crossbow Tank's available. I feel like it was popped too early. Crossbow Tank was definitely popped way too early. Wind of Nature comes out. He gets a kill.
down on the Chad, but at the cost of his own life.
Now, Wind of Nature was popped too early. If he waited a little longer to use it, he would have guaranteed the kill on Lapu Lapu and maybe more.
A worthy trade. The fact that you took out Shan,
Regarding 1-1, I still don't like teams prio it. Yeah, I agree.
artillery,
But, like I mentioned, Farsa had not died yet, so
this early.
actually worth a good amount of money. We can see that Muiminet is actually richer than Fury now because of those shutdowns.
So this is a win.
So it still ends up being not that bad, actually.
Ooh.
See, so
Fury has a lot of damage there.
I think if this was better planned out, maybe Zeta Division
Go
could contest
engage.
Influence Rage.
Takes down
Back shoes used. Chino gonna be taken out. Revitalize, keeping Kani alive. 10 picks off Paquito. Okay, there we go.
none for 2.
That looks a lot better.
Rage lost to for a Lord.
So this is all Influence Rage right now. Zeta Division,
Zeta needs to be able to take fights on their own terms.
these are two heroes that
That seems to be the issue. They need to be the ones controlling the flow of the fight.
made to be sandbags. They're made to be shields for the rest of Influence Rage. But with this Lord coming up, yeah, they won't be able to capitalize either. So this is a what sideways win for Zeta.
I would say that this is win even? Is it even a win for either side? Because Influence Rage, they have got the Beatrix.
Ooh, Holy Crystal completed on the Farsa.
Right?
Scary, scary. Ayah.
One jump. You want to get him skilled up. You want him to get as much farm as possible.
What they call a funnel. It's a hypercore.
Let's see. Net worth difference is not that big. Moiminet is actually still keeping up, so this 1-1 can still be a pretty notable carry if played correctly. 10 has given up a lot of his farm to funnel it into Moiminet, so the Hayabusa is very poor. And I feel like that's a problem. Hayabusa can't really afford to be that poor. Oh no, he is so dead. Did he not see? Did he not see that coming? Surely he had his cooldowns. Like, did he not see that? There was like no reaction. I wonder if there's a record for the most kills in a single match of MLBB Pro play. Huh, that's a good question actually. I wonder what that is. Oh my god! And he's nearly dead again! Dude, this Lilia was not the pick, man.
Will go down to the hands of Influence Rage. This is exactly what we want to see in order for them to get a little.
Careful, Moiminet. He got it. He actually got it. Ah, but he can't.
With the Grim Reaper.
Oh, he already presses Wind of Nature, and Hotun is able to walk away with his Tempest of Blades, happy with that trade. For the first time though, in what seemed like 5 minutes, 10 gets his purple. Finally, exactly. Like,
The Hayabusa's finally level 15.
However, he's not exactly the best when it comes down to.
Dude, look at how low 10 is on the damage dealt ranking as a Hayabusa. They really effed him up.
If you look at this, okay, it's no longer that.
My god, Hotun is rich. 4,000 gold difference.
I thought we were gonna say this is wrong. Because it is. Like, what is that? 4,000? That's an item and a half. That's an item and a quarter if it's a physical. If you're looking at physical damage items, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the most expensive item being the Sword of Destruction, it's a Blade of Despair. Blade of Despair.
Careful, Moiminet.
Disgusting. That's a lot.
Yeah, I also don't really like the priority on 1-1.
There's a saying, it's not over.
Why? Why did you first pick one? Oh my god, there's the Wind of Nature.
Wind of Nature, and that is also the
Oh.
place that has been used. But 10 is caught again. Oh, 10.
I think this game is over. I think Influence Rage has got this in the bag at this point.
Influence Rage. Raging away at the Lord's score.
Oh, that's what the Lord Slain image looks like. Now I see it. Yeah, he looks mortified. I mean, you would too if you were getting slaughtered and then sent into war.
Well, having the Ling and the Beatrix. So as long as the game kind of drags on for them, I think that they have a very good fighting chance regardless. But it's more of that they gotta have to be real careful because Zeta Division, they're kind of playing down to the 50 thing. The moment they lose a team fight, a single walk down in bottom lane could have done something.
Especially in mid. If in mid.
Fudge, why am I tired today?
But I think best case scenario, Influence Rage just takes away your inhibitors. Worst case, it's over.
We do have the Lord that is just going to be marching down the bottom lane though, and Influence Rage is going to be filling up the entirety of the base up to the northern side, while Holden is focused down in the middle lane.
Okay, Paquita's going in, Tsunami Slam pulls the Phobius, Vengeance comes up, and an airstrike actually... Wait, June doing a lot here? Wait, Influence Rage made a mistake on that. Man, but they only get Kalea? That was actually a really good disengage. That was a really good disengage. That could have cost Influence Rage a lot.
Say what you will about the 6,000, 7,000 gold lead, but Zeta Division has it where it matters.
That's the defense that we needed for Zeta.
You always gotta be careful when you're picking off a hero like Phobius. June bought enough time, and then the defended airstrike ran out too quickly. Influence Rage is lucky that the rest of Zeta Division was still defending base, otherwise they would have lost like 2 or 3 more people there.
And rebellions are built on hope. Zeta Division is rebelling against the system. We know we're underdogs. We know that you have a better built MLBB ecosystem, but By God, we're here now in the wild card. We are ready to reintroduce MLBB to the world, and they're holding on.
Oh, fudge.
Over until it's over. Biscay!
Whoa! He didn't ult!
Just running right.
Why didn't he ult?
There to use the black shoes because it's a little bit too
Oh no.
Not again.
Wind of Nature comes out, so he's okay. Pop it, pop Tempest. Okay. Oh, the Winter Crown.
Up to the air, holding all the way to the back, but Muiminette managed to find a kill down the Pakiru. The rest of the members from Zeta Division, they still have not lost anything since Biscay went down.
How many Winter Crowns are there on Influencer Age? Did he actually pop fudging crossbow on the only player with a winter? Or do multiple people have winters?
And Muimine's face down the barrel of a gun. Fury scope, it missed. By God, it missed. And the division are still alive. As they
God damn, I'm tired. Oh, fudge, why am I tired?
Hero from the division for anyone in Influence Rage is a blessing for the Japanese squad. So they should pat themselves on the back. Like the fact that they didn't lose just yet is a way to get back in. But look,
This 1-1 is in a very squishy situation.
I really felt as though that was
When both teams don't want to back down, could be their final game. I mean, they do still have a lower bracket to drop to.
unfortunately that's not going to be the game.
But of course, you would rather not drop to the lower bracket.
this is risky. I don't know how Zeta Division is making this call that maybe we should dance, especially putting Muimine up that close to the pit. There's literally 3 sharks circling around him. And they are Latino sharks. Influence Rage wants their marksmen, man. They're going to have Muimine one way or another.
It's 19 minutes into this game.
Muimine needs to be very careful. Why isn't the rest of his team like opening up map for him?
They're not going to show too much of their cards right now. They definitely have someone in the pixel brush that they know about.
This is lethal. It's scary to think that a team that is so...
Is this a single game or a best of series? It's a best of 3.
When they play this
It's currently 1-1.
it's scary. You know that they mean to finish a
Lower bracket is a scary place, yep.
Serious at this point.
Both of Vamos's coaches have left Vamos. Damn.
But here we go.
Oh! Oh my god, he's gone!
When it comes down to Tsunami Slam connecting down the 10, this is a given, Lord. Once again, Pakiru. A massive
They need to be opening the map, dude. Send Kani and June to open the map.
20-minute game.
Why is the Hayabusa and 1-1 opening the map?
Given the proper treatment you would any possible assassin, you just take them down. And now Zeta Division are still
Fudge.
I'm sure they defended.
Rumors say Fabian and Aaron Shiki are coming to MY. Really?
I don't think that they'll be able to do this. As Temple of Blades is going to be used to 2 blades right
Oh, Moiminet's actually doing good damage here. Here comes the crossbow. No Winter Crown this time. Used a little bit late. Double kill for Kani has the double kill. That's a bit of a waste.
Scattered like no tomorrow. When the Lord marches down from the top lane ready to pillage.
Hold on, looks like the game's not over yet.
Kills.
The first team that wins 2 games wins the series? Yes, you are correct, James. Both teams are on 1 win, so we're in the final game.
I don't think the Influence Rage is gonna try to go for this. I don't think that they will want to escort anything from this. The middle lane is not pushing in at all. They do have the high ground. It's
Ouch.
June 1, but it's not. No, it's not gonna be enough.
Again, it's not over till it's over. They've been holding on. The arena applauses their efforts to defend. Again, the fact that there is
We are...
against them.
We're getting a lot of tense games, huh? This wild card.
Playing like a utility.
This wild card is seeing a lot of tense gameplay, actually. I'm kind of impressed. In the past, wild cards have always been fairly one-sided.
It looks like it. Or is he rebuilding his
Yes, you are correct, James. It is match point.
Be a C Halberd. Does C Halberd uses this? I know that he has attack speed.
CFC Albert does not use the arrow. It does not use the
Maybe once this game is done, I go lie down for a quick moment before the final series. Which teams are playing in the final series? I don't remember.
This is
Virtus Pro, right? I think Virtus Pro was in the final series. I can't remember their opponent though.
the methodical approach that last door down at the bottom here in the lower quarter.
Huh? They're coming to Todak? Really?
Slowly and constantly.
That would be kind of huge.
So maybe they play the
Todak has always avoided grabbing like tier 1 imports for some reason.
The final pickup coming from Zeta Division.
A lot of ID players are teleporting to MY. Hey, look, I mean,
down. So they
look at Ivan and Vel, right? went from being not wanted by any team to playing at MSC.
And they can walk it right down the middle.
I'll say many ID players are probably eyeing us.
Don't have a media, we
Not to mention they don't really need to learn a new language. Our languages are pretty similar.
He's keeping himself scarce. And I don't think he was spotted there. He was. Now he knows the jig is up. I'm just gonna clear this.
Here comes the conceal.
Influence Rage coming through. That's a good seal play by Paquito.
Okay.
We still have the flicker as well, so everyone gonna have to keep on high alert.
Moy Minette needs to be careful, man. He's traveling on his own.
What is this? He's throwing all subtle three out the door.
This is a
Chino taking a lot of damage. Is he dead? He's not. The bounce.
Chino had to use his ultimate, and Chan also a defensive.
Honestly, I think they just fit into the homeboy sauce. It's what Izanami needed. It's what Amal needed. I guess so, yeah.
Still against them, and they're sending Muimine to clear the way.
In nicer words, it's getting imports. In worse words, it's taking up players no one wants. Hey, I mean, if they don't want them, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Not that I'm saying players are trash or anything. Except the peeps in pubs. They are.
All the way down to clear the way. They're not willing to
Virtus Pro versus Nightmare. Alright.
and allow the bottom lane to push right in. It is going to be the feather aspect that's going to be popped, of course, to zone everyone else out.
Who gets it? Hotun gets it.
Now, Ten unfortunately wasn't able to take that one as Influence Rage realizes, okay, we want that one.
Whoa, is Ling going for the back door?
Oda decided to march all
No, I don't think he can. They're already recalling.
If
Can 10 catch him?
correct. Oh my God.
Oh, he did. He caught him. Does he have ult? He does have ult.
the OD shadow kill as well.
Oh, what is that bounce? What is that bounce? Are you kidding me? What the fudge?
Hotun's lives, but here's the thing. Muimine made a
That's like the most unlucky bounce I've ever seen. Holy shit.
they skipped him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if that was as on purpose, like he was prioritizing.
Earlier I played Terizla versus Guinevere and I spanked her in the laning phase and went 7-9. Very nice.
Hotun ended up in the
Who would not want Fabian and Shiki? I don't
That
know.
would explain a lot more. But, okay, this is probably it, right? Right?
Stream keeps on glitching. Like suddenly I see purple. Oh my god, what?
Double snipe on the PSKS one Muimine in more than 1 minute onto the attack.
I looked away for a moment. Oh my god.
It's Scotty! Everyone from Zeta Division has been wiped.
What?
And Influence
What happened?
takes
I fucking was looking at chat for just like a moment and I missed everything. Hold on, I need to look at that again. Hold on, I need to look at that again. What the fudge? What happened? How did they just blow up? Oh, Moy Minette was already low on HP. Oh my god!
snipe! The double snipe on the PSKS one Muimine in more than 1 minute onto the death timer. But unfortunately,
What the fudge, dude?
sweep now. We have 3 series in, and so far we're
Stream glitching.
and then they lost the next 2.
Glitching how? Is it glitching for anyone else? That Farsa ult just watching blew him up. Holy shit.
Opening.
Zeta Division did well to entertain us.
Looks like the path for Japan's still gonna be difficult.
Okay.
It is what happens when you haven't been on the international scene for so long.
For experience and just sheer chaos that Influence Rage introduces into their matchups here. To think that there was a moment like that, to think that
But all things considered, they did a pretty good job holding on.
how long a game it was, a long
Considering how much of a deficit they were at towards the mid game, they actually held on for a really long time.
Should be around there.
Alright, say what you will about this ending the way we expected anyways, that Influence Rage would win, but
It's good.
color me impressed.
Dude, every match today has been a reverse sweep.
We cannot write Zeta Division off just like that.
Every single match on day 1 of the wildcards has been a reverse sweep. Wow.
Be like knocked down early or anything with whatever that they showed us in this series, especially since it's against Influence Rage, which is my prediction of winning the wild cards. I think that they are on par with Influence Rage.
They gave Influence Rage a run for the money. They pushed them to the limit.
Does anyone know which team is like the community favorite for wildcard? Like, have you guys been looking at what the community thinks? Like, which team feels like it's going to be the wildcard winner? Because in the past, we've definitely had teams that stood out, right? As as teams that felt like they would very obviously become the winner of wildcard.
What did it get?
I've not really seen a lot of that this time around.
This series, attempt them, solve them, win the next.
It's possible, man, because it seems like Zeta
It's good on your side, James? Okay. Dude, look at that damage. How? More than how of both Moiminet and Pisuke's HP gone in a single blast. That Lilia could not really do much. Caster says Falcon? I mean, Falcon has already lost the game.
It ended up the way we all did, but not. The journey was very different.
It was. The journey was a little topsy-turvy here, but at the end...
I feel like people would expect Falcons to win wildcard since Coach Ducky is in it. That is true. You would think that way.
And I think a couple of things that Zeta Division could actually look to work on, unfortunately, has to be the draft, because based on what we've seen in game, they can clearly push buttons, and they do it very
Yeah, the 1-1 was already very low, that's why.
You're really just trying to drive a wedge between them, and I think that's the big problem. If they work on their draft just a little bit more, I think this game could have been very winnable, because Influence Rage, they just had everything.
Which is, again, better than just being completely lost, right? I could name like 3 or 4 things that they could have done to win that series. Better draft, take care of Pen, take care of Tsuke, and then...
I do feel like the hero picks on Zeta Division were a little too... a bit experimental, you know? The Hilda and Natan in game 2, and then the Lilia and 1-1 first pick in game 3, I think was not the way to go. Their draft felt a lot more like comfortable in game 1, and you could see that they were more confident executing on it, which I think is why, you know, it looks so different.
Yes, sure, but in terms of team fight IQ, it seems like Influence Rage has got...
Is this what main stage is gonna look like? If so, I'm not happy. Why? Because of the hero picks? I feel like it's going to be... I feel like it is going to be kind of like that.
The competitive MLBB scene, like a scene that they will grow in. They'll be a real threat in the M7 wildcard. I hate to be jumping that far out in the future, but that is the potential I see in them now. Like, that is evident in just 3 games.
But in the grand scheme of things, as you said, experience. The more they play, the more they experience, and the more they understand how...
I will argue Alu is also a niche pick. Yep. I mean, definitely. He's definitely a niche pick. It felt more grand the past year. Oh, the arena, is it? I assume they'll probably change. I think they'll probably change arenas when we get to the playoffs, but I cannot confirm because, you know, I'm not involved in MSC, so I cannot actually say.
MSC at EWC 2025, a good time, but we're gonna go on a short break, and when we come back, it's gonna be the conclusion of day number 1, and as well as...
How long is the break? I imagine it's not long, since it should have started 15 minutes ago, the last match. 7 minutes, okay. What do you think of this editing style and content? Well, it's a good time. It's a good time for me to check it out. Let's have a look-see. Okay, so this is a Cho montage from 6 years ago. Wow, okay. I imagine that Cho montage editors are definitely going to be pretty intense. Yeah. I think just having a little bit of extra effort makes a big difference. So this guy's a montage maker, I can see. Damn, those are clean. Those are clean dodges right there. It does feel more fast-paced, which I think is nice to have in a montage. Of course, it's difficult to do that if you're doing like a tank montage. this is just the enemy being stupid, really. That play is just the opponents being... Dude, I miss old Ruby Portrait so much, guys. I miss old Ruby Portrait. I think it works. It's definitely simpler. It's definitely simpler than the one I showed with Darius and everything, but it's pretty clean. There's a good feeling of energy. I think it could match the music a little better. I feel like it doesn't do the best job of matching the music, but I like how fast-paced the edits feel. That's what I'll say. Right now the Valo stage looks very good. What does the Valo stage look like? Should we go check? Should we just go have a look-see? Hold on. Let's have a look-see at some of the other, like what other tournaments are happening at EWC right now. Well, to be fair, it is very old. Yeah, of course it is. Is it a competitor? Is Valorant a mobile MOBA? What does their stage look like? Let me have a look at their stage. Let me. Where does it show the stage? This is the game. I wonder if any of the MLBBs, blah, blah. I wonder if any of the MLBB streams will have like a sit-down studio like this. Sit-down studio always feels very cozy. It feels very nice. What does the arena look like? Damn, they had a whole thing. Damn. Where's our whole thing? Yeah, it does look pretty clean, doesn't it? PRX is in playoffs already? Nice, nice. Watch the Fate trailer for HSR? I mean, I don't really play HSR anymore. Oh yeah, I also heard there was like a really big video drop for Genshin, right? There was like this massive like lore video drop for Genshin or something like that. That just kind of like came out of nowhere. Virtus Pro versus Night. Where is Virtus from? I remember Nightmare Esports is Laos. MSC wildcard. Where is Virtus Pro from again? Armenia? Oh, EECA. Okay, of course. Yeah, it's an EECA team. Alright, I see. The Bomba region, right, of course. I hope Zeta is merely experimenting because they still have a second life. Hard to say. Because I feel like it's possible that in some of these regions that don't get as much international exposure, they end up building very localized metas, right? Because strategies that'll end up working on teams in their region become like part of their regular playstyle, but it may not necessarily work against the rest of the world. So considering it's their first time back on the international stage after so long, it is understandable that there's going to be some growing pains, which is a bit sad, but hey, what can you do? I don't know if you missed my message, but I asked if the finals will be a best of 5. Oh, I think I did miss your message. Hold on. Is it a best of 5? It is upper bracket final. I have no idea, actually. Grand finals is best of 5, apparently. Which one is grand finals though? Upper and lower bracket finals? Are both of these best of 5? Is that what that is? It is. Oh wait, this! Right, because only one team makes it. What am I talking about? Yeah. The fight. Okay, there is only one final. So like, 2 teams from each group move on to the wildcard playoff. Right, so only 2 teams will make it from each group, and then out of those 4 remaining teams, the one team advances to the MSC group stage. I kept thinking that there was like 2 slots for wildcard. I keep thinking wildcard has 2 slots. I keep forgetting it only has 1.
Number 1. Plenty of MLBB action to go around here at the 2025 Esports World Cup live in Riyadh. My name is Getting Cute for those of you who are...
It's not out of nowhere. It actually dropped on 7-9, which in the periodic table is gold. And the trailer is connected to the witches, mainly Rain Daughter. I know what you mean. That is definitely not how you spell it, but no worries, I know what you mean. Ah, Eterna is here for the last game.
Every single series. 9 total games has already been played here at the SEC Gaming Hall. Therefore, is the next one going to be a 2-0 sweep?
You know what kind of surprises me? They only have 4 casters for the entire wildcard.
So far, right? Game number 1, we've got Team Ada.
Like, I'd understand if the wildcard was like pretty short, like maybe 2 or 3 days of matches, you know, single elimination bracket kind of situation. But no, it has the wildcards have their own group stage and playoff. And they only have 4 casters. Kinda strange, huh? Couldn't they have fit in one more Dodo?
are adapting to one another and how there's so much room for error, but also room for progress. I think that was really reflected in our...
Oh wait, I think the screen glitches purple when I open another window. I think I saw that. I think I saw what you meant, sir.
Shining.
Polishing. Pizzazz as well. Yes. Well, I do think that, you know, that's the beauty of the ESL format, right? It gives you those...
Oh, by the way, guys, I just want to show you something real quick. The other day, right? The other day I was playing Jackbox. Right, I was playing Jackbox Party Pack with some of my friends. And we were playing this game where the game would randomly assign all of us to be some kind of like a person or animal or object or something like that, you know? And we would have to try and figure out what everyone else's identity was. Right? And I kid you not, like I have to show this to you guys. Like seriously, I need to show you the identity that the game gave me. Right? You know what identity the game gave me?
We've also seen a little too many of the Yushin Shins as well, something which I'm hoping that
they made me a Dodo, dude! I got assigned Dodo! When I got my identity, I was like, what the fudge? What are the fudging chances? What are the chances they made me a Dodo? That's actually insane. Out of all the animals out there, they could have made me. They made me a Dodo. They could have made any of my other friends who were playing a Dodo. But no, they made me a Dodo. Like holy shit, dude. It's insane. I had to take a screenshot and show you guys.
We've seen these names time and time again, and if I'm not mistaken, this is a roster that has been established since 2020. So technically, okay, Cammy came through in I think 2021 back at MSC, but for the rest of the team,
I do admit the stage is a little bit
Virtus Pro, who's rocking in a new jungler.
not as cool. But well, it's the wild cards. I assume that, you know, the more fancy stages are being used by games who are having their main events. I imagine once we get to the group stage and playoffs, we'll probably look better.
It's one of those moments where you're just like, dang it, man. We had a very similar situation in MPL MY, or 404. He was 15 years old. He's not 16.
Alright, so we got Nightmare. I still remember some of these players on Nightmare. Lexi, Jasmine, and Kami have been around since the previous M5 wildcard. That's where I remember them from. Which team was Andoryu from before?
It's about communication, right?
I don't remember where Andoryu was from. Hold on.
Communicating your team, and
I remember his name, but I forgot
you have got that communication down.
from where. He is Filipino.
When it comes down to chemistry,
Oh, Smart Omega. Right, right, right.
Something?
I think around
Just
that.
a couple of months.
Sub-2, I guess.
Hopefully those things have been ironed out. I mean,
Hello, Faiz. Welcome, welcome.
Behind him being having one of the best stats in season 14 as a jungler, which was the same season.
Valorant playoffs start tomorrow and then grand final will be Sunday. Aha.
To the draft, we do see some differences here.
So the grand final is going to be on the day I fly in.
One on the Hayabusa and the Fanny that will not see the light.
Hold on, I have a bit of an itch in my eye. I'm gonna go deal with that real quick.
Roster,
Yeah.
actually.
Must be because I'm tired. But why am I tired?
Which would make a lot more sense, considering the fact that for Nightmare Esports they played their qualification games with I did instead.
Well, there you go. So,
Okay.
double imports coming through from Nightmare Esports. It's by Lucy and IDID, who are also Filipino imports. Aside from all the bans that we mentioned earlier on, Braxa gets taken out, so it's starting to limit the jungle pool just a bit. We won't be seeing the Hayabusa. Maybe the Fredrin might pop out here, but it looks like Nightmare will prioritize this Arlet, which technically is still a flex pick.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
coming in from
So what do we got here?
This is probably the first time that I'm casting an Arlet.
Hey, look, it's Willie. Welcome back, sir. I have some bad news for you.
As well as a UC.
I unfortunately have some bad news for you, sir.
There's not gonna be a possibility of
I was not given codes this time around.
that one thing that happened. It just did not work out so well.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't. That's why
No Discord? I do have a Discord, but I do not have a bot.
gets picked up.
I have a Discord, but no bot for the Discord command.
Junglers.
Honestly, one thing for sure is that when
Could someone share my Discord invite link with James in the chat?
of Power Spike just to play
Thank you, Lilo.
snowball fashion. But in the meantime,
Maybe on the main stage, not in wildcards. Maybe, maybe.
trying to clear waves as fast as possible, but the usage definitely will be able to do things faster.
Alright, what do we got here?
Is clear speed all in general.
Virtus is going Uranus, Yisanshin, Kimi. Okay, double marksman. Potentially triple marksman, since Kimi could be mid.
Aggressive.
So a similar draft to what we saw from Rare Atom earlier.
Going as
And then they're gonna be banning EXP laners that win out against Uranus. But I feel like
flavor kind of
Arlet is going to be EXP.
in
Also, they first picked Arlet. Damn. He's that high prio, huh?
Having a usage
They also banned Fanny on the blue side.
means we are going back to the greedy draft. 3 marksmen. That is potentially.
Yeah, wildcard final is also on Sunday, that's true.
The last time that we saw this, it worked out great.
yeah.
It means that I might not be able to catch it, actually. What time is the wildcard final?
Makes sense.
I mean,
But even
MSC wildcard.
at this point in time, I'm looking forward to see
What time is the wildcard final happening? July 13th, 5 p.m. Malaysian time.
Through it's a lot of hope as well coming in from BP, which is something that unfortunately NM
Will I be there
answered.
by that time?
Execution was technically very
Will
strong.
my flight have landed?
Kind of the same as well as the
I can't remember. I don't know, actually.
The back line on
I don't remember what my timing was. I might not have landed yet by that point.
The CC gets taken away as well as that Ranger.
Okay, so
Why does the draft UI keep disappearing?
the Ranger ban from themselves is not what I would expect it.
Hey, wait, I know that guy. I know that guy back there. That Marshall back there.
The opportunity to pick first in the second phase, which is why they would want to ban out a Ranger. But personally, I would love to
How many hours is my flight? I think it's like
play the front to back, given that
8 hours or something like that. Also, I think I have a transfer on the way there.
the Bruno is gonna be the next possible.
I think my flight there is not gonna be direct. My flight home will be direct, but I think my flight there is not direct. 8 hours hurts? I'm actually okay with it. I kind of I kind of think it's pretty chill in the plane. Especially if they have an entertainment system. If they don't have an entertainment system, then I might be in trouble. But if they do, then you know, I just watch movies. And sleep. Hey. Ooh, hold on guys. I think I need to go number 2, peeps. So give me a moment, I'll be right back. You guys chat with each other in the meantime. The topic is, what do you guys think of? Is that a Masha? What the fudge? Is that Masha Rome? No, it's Arlet Rome. Masha EXP, what the fudge? Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You guys chat with each other for a bit, yeah? Okay, be right back.
That Harry have a little bit more, be it the Gatukata, but which has been taken away. Otherwise, having the Badang, which is bad as well.
Exactly.
So, yeah, okay. So, you know what? It's fine. Masha, we'll give it over.
There's not a lot of tools that they can work with, and we did mention that they needed an answer towards the back line, so I think the Masha does make sense, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Kimmy going to be having a little bit more of a difficult time because technically she can't self-heal, but that's what the Gatot and the Uranus is for. As it turns out, the Bruno is not going into the hands of Nightmare. It's actually going into the hands of Virtus Pro.
So that's it and done. This is the full lineup with the final pickup from Virtus Pro as that Bruno. Triple marksman with great amount of power spikes in the early stages of the game because of the Bruno and that Yisun Shin. Mid stages is where the Kimi start to pop off. So they have a good curve from the early, mid to late.
And the big question is, what are going to be the winning conditions for Nightmare Esports? With the Fredrin, technically they do have a little bit to say around neutral objective takes. The big question is, do they want to contest it? As it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Land of Dawn. Game number 1 in this best of 3 series between the Mekong representative Nightmare Esports and EECA's Virtus Pro. Let's get straight into it.
Alright, into the Land of Dawn we go. Right at the start of the game, we do have the Fredrin that starts off in the orange and the Yusujin on the purple, with their final destination going to be over to the gold lane. So this is likely going to be a little bit northern heavy kind of game for both sides. So expect pretty early fights, especially for Too Easy for Lexi. I think that he would want to put a little bit more pressure in the early stages, given how tanky he could be later on, and he wants to punish the fact that there's so many marksmen on the opposite side.
Yeah, timings are going to be very important here, but remember, Cammy on the Harris requires a little bit more time to get going, so it's kind of a mixed matchup. Wait a second, in the mid lane.
Oh, Bomber, he's suffered quite a bit of damage, but it's not going to be too big of a problem in the end.
That's the range that they're working with right now. Jasmine now looking to open up the map, giving in some information. But back to the gold lane, right? The Harry requires a little bit more time. Meanwhile, we can see even from the emblems themselves that Bruno should have a better time in the early stage of the game.
So, at least for now, nothing too much that is kind of a surprise. We have definitely tankiness that we want to see from the side of Pluto, as well as bad card as much as possible. So, we have all the frontline options. We have some of these card control from the side of Pluto as well. But if they want to do anything, it is mostly going to be on the bad card as much as possible. He makes up the space. He opens up the space as much as possible and just tanks it in, while they just march right into the Nightmare Esports jungle.
Which is quite intriguing because his reputation shows that he's a very aggressive EXP laner. Being forced on Uranus, we'll see. Turtle already half health.
He can be very aggressive at this point in time, and Doryu a little bit too deep into the Turtle pit. As such, is going to be flying up to the sky because of the Lantern Flare. Idea is going to be the next one onto the chopping block with back cart, getting himself 2 kills already. And Jasmine, a very comical EXP laner. He goes in and right out with a quick little dash.
Alright, 2-for-1 trade, but it looks like they're going to be the ones to pick up the turtle. So technically too easy for Lexi. Luckily for him, was still able to get the retribution down. So there's a little bit of a mixed trade happening in this particular regard as we're entering kind of a stale moment here in the 3rd minute of the game. What else are we expecting? Do Nightmare Esports just want to continue on this tempo that they're on?
Naturally, I would say that they would want to slowly win in the game. In the early stages, they would want to rush right into the face. Not exactly rush per se, but they are a very comical combo after all, right? But speaking of which, the Comet is going to happen with Pluto just going in for the AOG, jumping right in, but this is going to allow them to do quite a bit over the side of Jasmine, taking one kill down, but Pluto now, he suffers his own death to the hands of Too Easy for Lexi.
Yeah, very, very aggressive coming from Jasmine, looking for quite a re-engage here. So it is Jasmine trading for Pluto, not too bad so far. As it looks like Nightmare Esports are still looking. Wait a second by Lucy.
Oh, just a tad little bit by Lucy. He's almost there. And almost dead, but we got another health bar working for him.
Ooh, I mean, talking about by Lucy, right? I think he's going full damage build, looking at the
right?
Exactly, looking at the emblems earlier on, but now Pluto might be in trouble.
Oh, unfortunately, the traction pulse pulled Jasmine right in, but oh wait, just a little bit of inch. Jasmine back to
Oh, apologies for the delay, peeps. I suddenly got a stomachache, but I am back. What did I miss?
We were expecting that as well. Two very aggressive.
What did I miss, peeps?
Against one another. A great way to close.
What have you guys been chatting about?
I did. You're alone here. That's a 3v1.
the very aggressive ulti. Huh.
Let's see.
Something that we were expecting, but as much as
How are things going? Virtus Pro has the slight kill lead. They did go triple marksman build with the Bruno.
the marksmen actually have.
You missed the first turtle. That was quick. I tried to be fast because I didn't want to keep you guys waiting.
Right, Virtus Pro.
Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the butt again later.
Able to get it, but what was that? I mean, granted, we understand, right? This.
They're still playing Harif.
More utility. Right?
Okay, so this is a Arlet Rome Masha EXP. I don't think Masha EXP is going to be able to do much to Uranus.
You will want to ult in.
But in the same way, as long as you play correctly, Uranus probably won't kill her either, so I guess that's meant to be the goal.
You landed flare and all, and just kind of out the way. But it's
Oh, they got him. Look at that.
down at the bottom. Find himself take it down. It's gonna be some problem. He's going to be that sand.
Which team got the first turtle? Nightmare. Oh, okay. Wait, no, they both have one turtle.
Issues that we might be.
Wait, how do they both have one turtle? There can't have been two turtles at this point.
I did as well as.
Yeah, once we get into the late game, Masha should win. But early on, Uranus should pressure the lane a little more.
They should be the tag team per se.
Why does the score say that they both have
Lucy's just kind of
turtles?
Alright, a little bit of a reset here. Boys and girls.
I just remembered I was told not to cover any of the sponsors when I was like co-streaming, so I am probably gonna need to make the chat smaller here, guys.
A little bit more, leeway, a little bit more movement that they're going to be able to utilize to their advantage. Putting Babcock in his place, not going to be able to open up and be as aggressive. As
Okay, there we go.
To be able to play. Meanwhile, I did finally picks up that next item, the glowing wand, to kind of aid in their ventures in these team fights, because we've seen a couple of times, Pluto and Babcock, especially with the revitalize and the regenerations, being kind of a big problem.
Why am I shrinking?
for more solutions.
Okay, so late game definitely is Virtus Pro, though. Even though Masha is very scary against marksmen in the late game, like if you burst down one, they still have two more, right? And Harif is obviously a lot weaker than he used to be now as well, so if Virtus is already in an even spot with more kills at this stage of the game, it might be a bit early to say, but I feel like the game is already in a really bad spot for Nightmare. Wow, he's just standing there and eating it. Yeah, Jasmine just like hit him twice and got very confused about why he just didn't move.
Just Nightmare a little bit more patiently
For Nightmare?
for Nightmare.
I would like to believe that the timer is actually going against them. The moment that they try to play a little bit more on the safer side, they are generally...
3 marksmen, Aziza? Yeah. It's not the first time, too. Rare Atom actually played triple marksman earlier, too. And they won.
Right? It's scary. Well, Nightmare Esports, they are just playing all around. They want, if anything, fun.
Because these marksmen actually have a good scaling curve. Yi Sun Shin is pretty strong early to mid. Bruno's early to mid is not bad. Kimmy is just generally annoying throughout the game. Even though they have 3 marksmen, they're not locking themselves into ultra late game before they're able to do anything.
On the way as well.
And that means that they're able to fight early, but they still scale up to be a late game beast. It's actually a really scary comp. You need to make sure you draft a lineup that's able to punish them early. Late game to VP, 100%. Dota, check Discord.
That's a lot of damage. I did barely gets out.
Jaspin though, he's hoping to walk himself right out of that, but that's not gonna be the way. Boba say no, too much of that slow going to work for them. And Doryu picks himself yet another kill over to Idid.
Support stuff by disabling ad block? Why did you get that? Do you have an ad blocker? Is that how it is?
Advantage. This was something that we were talking about even from the drafts, and we're getting it.
Oh, James DM'd me about the fearless draft from League of Legends. Yeah, there is a... That drafting style is actually used in MDL. It's not actually completely alien to MLBB.
I don't think he's going to be able to handle it. Pluto, once again, goes for a little bit of a taunt there. Doesn't commit. Cammy's on the way.
This is at least something that's going to be working out for them.
Oh, they caught Bober. That's actually good. That's what Nightmare needs.
But not only that, Boba also finds himself taken down. So Nightmare Esports finally great defense. They managed to push Virtus Pro in.
Where are these teams from now? Nightmare is from Laos, and Virtus is from EECA.
And we were talking about siege, we were talking about range. They have all of that.
Now.
Exactly. Nightmare Esports, on the other hand, they don't have the best wave here, right? Technically, they only have Cammy. Obviously, they do have a little bit of range to work with for IDID, but it's not nearly as much wave clear pressure that Virtus Pro is having with the composition that they brought here.
Exactly. I mean, Jasmine can wave clear pretty effectively, but all he have is his ultimate and his first skill. Too easy. Everyone else can't stun quick, so he can't just dash in for free everywhere and every time.
Yeah, I got the feeling that at the rate this is going, we're probably not gonna be able to play Horse Girl today. My god, you can already see Bruno's damage. And then Pluto's just back there. Damn, this is oppressive, dude. This is actually an oppressive lineup. Double sustain frontline, triple marksman with Yi Sun Shin and Kimmy. Good scaling curve, difficult to jump the back line. Even if you spend your resources bursting down one source of DPS, you still have 2 others to worry about. It's actually a really scary comp. I feel like we need to give this comp a name. This comp deserves a name.
I can't help but think that Nightmare Esports, they are not exactly working together in the most coordinated fashion.
Evo, you know, and dang it, and I predicted Nightmare win 2-1. Hey, you never know, Faiz. Every single match today has been a reverse sweep. Every single match today, the team that won game 1 lost the series. So if the trend continues, you would actually be correct. Bad people use it, lol. I find it funny how people don't ban Kimmy, because nowadays you actually have to ban a good number of things. There's actually a good number of heroes that you need to worry about, and you just gotta try and tailor your bans according to what's necessary.
Or not, but definitely Cammy was not having the greatest.
It looks like there's it looks like there's booths in the hall, right? You guys see that? Yeah, see that in the background? It looks like there's like exhibition booths in the background there instead of seats. So that's kind of curious. Kind of an interesting setup they've got here. You mean pubs? Well, pubs are just not a good reference.
But they didn't execute them together at the same time to secure them win in team fights.
Do you know Aurora Turkey has a Malay? They do? Aurora Turkey has a Malaysian player? What? Really? Hold on. Aurora Turkey. MLBB.
Discussing, I think, pre-wild card.
They do? Who?
Is known to be a really good initiator, but sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a
Who
bad
do they have?
He gets too overzealous.
I don't see it. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now and I don't see a Malaysian player.
Were proper and really just paved the way for the rest of the members to deal out the damage without being touched. And I think that was a really important factor. The peel was there.
Yeah, I don't see a Malaysian player.
For that game, and it worked out great. But Gideon, tell me a little bit more about that. How do you enjoy
Rain?
the minutes? I love it. I love it. I'm all for it. This is the first
Rain?
time we're seeing a pretty
I don't
standard
hold on.
overall draft other than our previous matchup. This time round, it made a lot of sense, right? You can clearly see the ideas that are coming into play, and more importantly, so just the
I don't see that. Are they like a coach? Are they a coach or a player? Rain, MLBB.
Well, for me personally, at least, I have to rephrase.
And that just gives me Coach Rain.
They had a really
You think it's staff? On the MSC page? Which MSC page? I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. Hold on. MSC 2025. Aurora Turkey. Oh, they do! They have a substitute! Who the heck is that? I've never seen a player called that before. There's a substitute called Rain. Huh. James asks, can Tarizla be played in pro play at the moment? It's possible, but not very good. Cause Tarizla's a bit too slow. Tarizla's too slow, his ultimate CC is not particularly strong, and he's not as durable as he used to be. I actually think if you want to play Tarizla nowadays, you might want to build into a bit more like damage. But maybe that's just me. He's famous from Dota 2. Really? Hold on. Rain, Dota 2.
If I'm Mandolio, I'm just like, you know what? It's okay. I don't talk. I'll just sync with you guys. We just connect minds. Just hive mind.
Hive-minded.
Just connect yourself to the collar real quick. I'm telling you, putting Andoryu, up Andoryu number 1.
Rain, general manager. Oh yeah, you're right.
MPLPH season 14.
Huh.
When
Interesting.
you're looking at season 14 for MPLPH, you're thinking about like the King Kongs. You're thinking about
Some teams would want to use Tarizla, like Sanford or Cram. Depends on team synergy or the draft in general. True, true. Tarizla is kind of like... he's a bit of an in-between. He's a bit of an in-between of like tanky, sustained frontline and actual damage EXP. Not particularly strong in either direction, but kind of a jack-of-all-trades situation in exchange for being very slow. Alright, are we going to get another game tree? Will it be a full game tree day? Or will we actually get a clean sweep for once for this next game? What are you guys' bets? What are you guys thinking? Can someone help me with Phobius and Tarizla builds? Well, Phobius is pretty simple. You typically go Thunderbelt first. You typically go Thunderbelt first on Phobius and then just basically all tank items from there. If you are doing particularly well, you can slot in a War Axe somewhere. If you want to be kind of a semi-bruiser, you could go Queen's Wings. Otherwise, it's just full tank build with Thunderbelt. For Yuzong, Yuzong has a lot of freedom in how he wants to build actually. You can build him like full damage with Hunter Strike into War Axe. Into just like into like semi-bruiser. You can also build him like majority tank with War Axe and then all tank items. You just use the recommended build. I'd say use the pro builds. I think the pro builds are usually a little bit more accurate. But you do want to have a little bit of item knowledge because sometimes the pro builds also play in a specific way. In my opinion, Yuzong War Axe is enough. Yeah, if you want to go like really full damage, like if you can 100% guarantee you dominate your lane, and there's like multiple squishy heroes that you can like smack in team fights, then you can actually go Hunter Strike first. Otherwise, yeah, War Axe would be his core item. If anyone needs mage builds, I'm here, I guess. Yep, we got Lilo there. Lilo will teach you how to play Jungle Kagura.
Esports World Cup live in Riyadh. My name's Getting Q. For those of you just tuning in, you missed out on a banger of game number 1. Virtus Pro showing that they can flex on their opponents. Nightmare looking to recover. Now, coming into game number 2, we had a bit of a discussion about what could potentially change in the upcoming draft. Of course, it's going to be Abstract as well as Eterna at the desk to keep you guys entertained. Walk us through it, because again, adjustments need to be made. We thinking switching sides. We thinking, you know what, we need a more refined strategy, because this is the most standard MLBB we've seen in quite some time.
I definitely agree when it comes down to the open.
How about Jungle Nana? I would like to say let's not go there.
Right as we went over
But Nana's jungle clear is probably faster than Kagura. So who knows?
if they have to possibly pick up a blue nose so that they can play front to back, that would have been my choice if they want to play early game.
And it just really dives back to our earlier conversation about, are we playing for meta or are we playing for comfort? Because we did mention in the drafts that Harith was one of his power picks is the Harith, so maybe that was something that he was a little bit more comfortable with, but as a result, we saw
I've already tried every mage in the jungle, by the way. You know? I guess I'm not surprised by that, huh?
It was very difficult for them to find that moment where, like, okay, we have a really strong first 3 in the drafts, but how are we going to be able to get the ball?
And yes, Nana's creep clear is much faster than Kagura's. Yeah, I figured. Just from the way that her abilities work, you would think that. Lacks mobility. True.
Doesn't have the correct, I would say,
Hey, you just like keep jungling, and eventually the jungle creeps will kill you and pop your passive. Then you can use that for mobility. Done.
Now to kind of avoid that trinity, right? I was like, oh.
I just saw my friends launch Peak on Steam. Looks like my friends are playing some Peak. Why is my stream loading slow?
Now, going into this next draft, I'm excited to see what Nightmare.
I'm trying to like speed it up to the current timing. Maybe I need to put it to 2 times speed. Perhaps that was not wise.
Just a little bit. But looking at how games are going to be played, we need to see a little bit more refinement, right? They don't want to obviously throw out all their strategies here. They're looking for a qualification spot into the
API, I think you need to be refreshed real quick. I think they. Okay, there we go.
Give it up for Eterna and as well as Abstract at the desk.
Okay, let's start things off, right? When it comes down to the drafting, we do have VP that's going to be on first pick, first ban, and Nightmare on second pick, second ban. We start things off with the Farsa that's thrown over to the banning pool already, and it's something that we are not surprised about. In fact, Farsa has been making.
It's definitely interesting to see how the bans have changed. Farsa is highly prioritized, huh?
Rotation, just good figure. It's Farsa.
She has high ground.
That means we'll probably see a lot of Farsa and MWI as well. I feel like it'll be a very popular pick over there.
She's a little vulnerable. I guess we could argue for that.
Yeah, I guess. But that would be the same for all mages.
I mean, Zetian has a passive,
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's true.
right?
Passive,
So
137.
Would not recommend Eudora jungle though. It was hell. I would think so. Eudora is definitely not meant for that.
But hey, it is a consolation prize, I'd say.
once again, the Boxer gets banned out. So it seems like we might be seeing maybe similar drafts from game number 1.
As much as I want to see that from Virtus Pro again, because we didn't really quite manage to see the essence of the triple marksman over to the late stages of the game so far. All the triple marksmen so far has been winning in the early and then to mid, and then they just close out by that. We didn't even get to see. The
Maybe revamp Eudora would be better. I mean, revamp Eudora just makes her alt AoE, right? I don't think that will really change anything about her wave clear.
ready to do damage. Is it enough to just
Also, is 1-1 that good? Is 1-1 that good that you ban it in the first phase? I don't really think so, personally. I mean, yes, it can be really annoying in the hands of a good player, but isn't there a good amount of counterplay these days with all the fighters jumping around?
talking about something different? Since this engine has been picked up,
How is Kadita jungle? Darren asks.
we still have
I'll definitely not be able to answer that. Lilo, how is Kadita jungle?
expected that he makes his rounds. Roger, we haven't seen him in a long time.
Hi Phanum, welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
Maybe I will just be like, nudge you a little bit. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
A bad clear, bro. Well, Lilo has already made Kagura jungle work.
Once again, we do see the Roger come to play in the very next EWC.
It's okay-ish, I guess. Just need a lot of help, Lilo says. I see, I see.
Alongside with the Kalea,
I'm good, bro. Big fan. I see. Welcome, welcome.
And it will be the same form of opening.
We're currently
The difference
in game 2 of the final best of 3 of the day.
for that
Will Virtus Pro break the 2-1 reverse sweep curse of the day and actually take a clean sweep?
great that we have a great
Or will Nightmare bring us to a full series again?
really good laning presence.
1-1 damage is very high. I mean, that's why they nerfed her damage gain, I guess, but
Game number 1 to game number 2 for
really?
We also have tools to work with in the Badang and really big
Anyway, we got Uranus first pick, and then we have Badang Grange. The Baxia was already banned out on Nightmare's side, so that's one way to deal with Uranus just taken off the table. They did ban the Yusun Shin, so there's no longer the risk of triple marksman, but double marksman is still very viable, so you just go for the Kimi for that utility flex position. And then Arlet. Like, I know that Arlet is really good in lane now because of like the recent buff, but it seems like people are actually picking him up as a roamer. Is he that good as a roamer again? Why is Uranus popular today? Uranus is just fucking strong after the buff. He's just really good after the buff. It's kind of ridiculous actually how good he is after the buff.
potential pickup.
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. If they want to play in the early stages of the game, it really depends on how Nightmare moves up to the next one, which is the Hayabusa in the
There you
end. So
go.
it's a little bit scary, right? It's a little bit scary to
So
play
Hayabusa,
on the opposite side. So just because
Nightmare can start banning assassins if they're particularly worried.
other junglers, and I
But you might also want to ban out gold laners that'll be problematic for Granger. They go for the Ling ban, which makes sense. Maybe they also ban Joy. Is it worth banning Joy, or would you rather ban Lance if you're going for assassins?
Yeah.
Probably Lance, actually. If he's focusing assassins, then they'll probably want to ban Lancelot. If they're focusing marksmen, then they'll probably want to ban Iritel. But then Bruno is still pretty good.
So as long as Nightmare continues to focus onto the jungle bans, then I think that that's going to be fine. Because literally,
Kimi Uranus, Arlet flexible pick. Technically, yes.
respect over to Andoryu, and for good reason.
But I think it's fairly fixed because Arlet is only flexible if Uranus is being flexed. And Uranus being flexed means that you're contemplating Uranus jungle. And while that is viable, I still don't really think it's particularly good, especially in this situation. So I think it is going to be Uranus, EXP, Arlet, Roam. But it is still possible for Uranus to go jungle. They ban Fredrin. They don't ban Lance or Iritel. Okay.
B4 and B5
Banning Fred.
not much of the X Factor game that I want to see with them.
Jushin banned out by VP. Respecting that presence, if the Jushin gets banned out and the CC gets banned out, I think they might be going for utility in the jungle. Do you think that this Uranus is flex?
Nah, I don't think the Uranus is flex here. I don't think so. CC is a lane matchup for Uranus. Zeusin controls him from rotating the map. They are meant, like banning these two heroes is meant to give Uranus space.
As much as I don't like it,
And he will generally be wanting to create space if he's in the EXP lane.
to a Uranus that runs amok.
No way Uranus roam 2. I think definitely Uranus EXP. Yeah, I agree with you, man.
Somehow pops up.
I was thinking more of something like Lunox.
Lunox! I think that's relatively fair as well, yeah. Lunox with Power of Darkening has got some crazy burst damage the moment they hit if she reaches level 4. And
Novaria!
Okay,
Damn.
we see one Novaria in the previous
Interesting.
game, but, or rather the previous 2 series ago.
What would you want here if you were VP? Zetian is still open, but not gonna be very good. Lunox could be interesting, but we haven't actually seen anyone play Lunox. Nana is actually not bad, but a little tricky to execute on here. Lilia? Nah, not a Lilia game. Kadita? Not the best, but okay.
I'm pretty sure that their final pick for Nightmare is someone
And then they need a jungler, right?
who just want to go in, tank damage, deal damage. Lapu is going to be one of them.
Oh wait, no, what am I talking about? They don't need a mid lane. Kimmy is mid. I still don't really like Hilda very much. Hilda EXP. Oh my god, it is Uranus jungle. Are you kidding me?
There's no way I'll
They're doing Uranus jungle?
will be a Uranus jungle.
You know what? It's actually not a bad game for it. The previous game where there was a Uranus jungle was against Triple Marksman, which was just a bad idea, but in this case, they don't have to worry about that. It's actually not too bad a game for Uranus jungle. There's actually also not a lot of early game pressure, so Hilda is actually good here. Ide! Whoa, that's been a while.
Just want to stack and layer down all of these car controllers much faster.
Does Glue counter Uranus?
What he hates the most is being car controlled because
I would say it's kind of a sandbag fight. I don't think either of them kill each other.
battle, the moment that you're just
Because both of them have so much sustain.
cycles,
I think it's just kind of a wet fudging pillow fight.
too much damage.
Wet noodle fight. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Uranus can't survive against Haya. Yep.
I like the Edith actually. I like the Edith, and with
Edith will provide a little bit of that early game control that they need to deal with the Hilda. Because if they didn't have an early game hero, Hilda would very easily be able to invade jungle and disrupt Hayabusa's farm. That's why they needed someone with setup and like early game pressure.
They do have got the Novaria, Pulse, we do have Cammy, Poke, by Lucy at least, those chain lightning.
We can see that like everyone is already hanging around the purple buff just to make sure that Badcott isn't going for a level 1 invade.
Can Virtus Pro go all the way? We're already seeing some damage onto Jasmine. Still gonna be able to get out, but that's the range that they're playing with, as well as that aggression coming from the
So it is in pure rage on the Uranus, intending to go more of a damage route. The stream is not the smoothest, unfortunately. Weakness Finder mid Kimmy, Quantum Charge gold Moshkov.
Relatively heavy up in the north.
So normally when you go mid Kimmy, I would expect Quantum Charge to be more the typical play, since that'll give you a bit more early to mid game fighting potential. I like how they just walked past that bush without checking it, and Jasmine was hiding the whole time. Interesting Haya emblem. Warcry? I mean, Warcry is not too unusual. It's a very viable pick. Ooh, Flicker. Oh, damn, Lexi. But can he get out? He cannot. Honestly, oh, damn. It was a good try. It was a good try, but they spent double Flicker to chase him down. And this is why Kimmy is such a good mid laner despite being a marksman. The damage potential at level 1 is already insane. That is the Hilda pressure. Oh, it's a slightly different emblem build than what we saw from the previous Uranus jungle actually. Tank emblem cooldown reduction. Impure Rage Uranus.
I'm expecting to go for vitality, right?
Edith is also going Warcry, actually, and I just noticed. So not like Brave Smite Edith. They are intending to be another source of DPS with Primal Wrath.
And if they have found the
They should be free, yeah. Haya is not here. I think I'm cursing teams today with my predictions. We all know that when you predict a team, you're cursing a team, you know? That's just what happens. Doesn't matter if you're a viewer, doesn't matter if you're a caster, if you're a coach even. If you say a team is going to win, you are cursing them. Badcott is already a full level ahead of Bailuchi.
Right? Uranus has always got really good clear speeds in the jungle. Even way before he got his ionic discs buffed up. He can clear fast, but you just don't do that often. Especially since a Uranus...
1-1 Aziza asks, nope, it's 1-0. Virtus Pro in the lead right now.
So having a Uranus into the jungle just basically means, okay, I want to farm out as much as
Uh-oh.
It takes time for Uranus.
He might be dead here. Oh no, he used his ult! He used his ult to dash away. Oh! 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 Whoa! Moskov! Damn! That was well played. That was well played. Oh, hello, Lisette. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. What is up? We are watch partying the MSC wildcards. I really thought Falcons could pull it through with Ducky on their side. I think a lot of people thought that, but looks like Rare Anthem. You know, China is a lot stronger than you'd expect. Really makes you wonder how good DFYG is now, right? I saw that play. That was cool. It was cool. That was a good play right there.
Luckily, they are going to be able to catch up here, right? But the big question is, do they still want to? And now they gotta sit back and really think about their winning conditions, right? I think early game hasn't really worked out for them. They have lost control over these objectives, but that's an invade once again.
You are certainly able to invade very easily on Uranus jungle. Uh-oh. I don't think she... yeah, Edith can't ult there. And Jasmine is dead too. 5-0 in 5 minutes. The Virtus Pro looking good here. Probably one of the cleaner teams we've seen so far today. And now that I've said that, they are going to die. DFYG coming in with arguably our best export Sasa. You're right. You're right. Cammy in trouble potentially. I don't think VP should commit to this though. Yeah.
I did full last cap. They can have those high ground games, but in the early stages, you don't have an answer to Andoryu just going into your face.
The gold difference is still not that bad. It's only about 2k. Not the best, but still not too bad. But we are definitely seeing the use of the Hilda's pressure. I think that buff was stolen and Doryu is still alive. Lexi has to back off, yeah. Virtus Pro just be stealing everything. Are the Virtus Pro players from CIS or nah? Yes, they are. They are from CIS.
What is that damage, my guy?
That's Pure, though. Nightmare Esports, 4 of them huddled down in the bottom lane while Too Easy for Lexi clears up to the top lane. They need to get as much farm over to Too Easy for Lexi as much as possible.
That's what they're going for. Maybe looking for a cheeky turret.
Virtus Pro definitely on track to break the curse of the day, you know. If they're able to get 2-0, it would be pretty big.
And unfortunately, it looks like they haven't really gotten to that.
Winner of this match will face... Who won the last match again?
And look at that, Balver.
Ooh. Okay, Shadow disjointed. And then Doryu still took the buff and now Lexi is dead. Damn. Not Japan. I forgot which team Japan was playing against. They lose Kimmy, but they take out Jasmine, and I feel like they're probably gonna pick off Edith here too. Really good to— oh wait, hold on! Dave! The damage from the war cry!
It's right down, right? By Lucy doing everything.
Are you still in Riyadh for MWI or nah? I will be in Riyadh for MWI. But I will only be there for like 5 days. Which is very sad because I was hoping to get to explore more. Did Andoryu steal that? I think he did. I think he stole the buff again. Yeah, he did. Lexi doesn't have it. Andoryu is 2 full levels ahead of Hayabusa. Fudging hell.
I think the items we should be able to, you know, get a little sneak peek into, right? Because now Cammy.
Now this is a successful Uranus jungle. Genuinely a successful Uranus jungle right here.
At this game, with the fact that they are behind, having a Sky Piercer is just going to be empty stat for him.
Does Cammy know Badcott is in there? He does not know he's in there. Oh. Ah, that's rough.
Going in, hiding in that brush, waiting for the perfect opportunity to just spring into action. The way that this game is going, with a total of about 4,000.
Whoa! I did!
I did!
What a steal! Perfectly timed as well.
Wow.
To get it with a meteor launch.
I mean, it's something, but I don't think it changes much, to be honest.
Novaria for you. We haven't seen a Novaria in quite some time.
But I don't think it's going to do much for Nightmare. That's the thing.
Well, in these, you know, objective steals.
Traction Pulse misses. Jasmine with Conceal also misses. Final Slash Flicker picks up 2. Spear of Destruction comes in from the side on Jasmine. Ogi Shadow Kill popped on 2 Bober. Flickers away. Pluto gonna be able to survive as well. Bailucci past the Primal Wrath. Doesn't manage to find anything. And the whole time Andoryu is once again on the purple buff. Did he steal that? I think he did! No! Wait, did he? No, not this time. Wait, he did. He did steal it. Fudging hell. Kinda hoping for an MWI watch.
Right for VP. That was
Maybe I'll be able to catch the Grand Finals. I might catch the Grand Finals because I'm not casting the Grand Finals. I'm only casting and then I'm coming home. Which is very sad.
Stats right now 0-0.
It can't get any worse than this, right? Because
I'm so sad. I wanted to be there more to enjoy the place, you know? Enjoy the hotel, enjoy the tournament. Fudge.
Now the big question is, what are they going to be able to?
He got the turtle? I did? Yes, he did. Crazy draft. How is it working? It's working well because like good damage, good CC, pressure from Hilda and Uranus because they're just unkillable at this point. Nightmare committed to a fairly late game comp with Novaria and Granger. Right, so both these heroes need items before they really pose any real damage threat. So before that, if they're able to hard focus down Lexi, which they've already done, then Night Novaria. Man, it's recall spamming between their mid towers. This is why Uranus is first pick material. Oh my god. I wonder how Gideon feels. 2-man Earth Shatter, but he's stuck. Final Slash finds Cammy, pushes him in. He has to dash away, but Kimmy just chases him down, blasts him to death with the paintballs. Ogi Shadow Kill comes out, picks up 1 kill. But here comes Super Agorka, forces the Quad Shadow jump into a bad spot, and Andoryu with 1 more. We'll finish him off there.
Almost is never enough for too easy for Lexi single-handedly.
Big Ripperoni, man. I think we're getting a 2-0. Jasmine is almost dead as well. If Super Agorka had ultimate, Jasmine would be dead.
No damage whatsoever just yet. They need Buy Lucy to pop off. They need some farm over to Buy Lucy right at this point because it's all about the thick.
I think this was a very well done draft by Virtus Pro, honestly. They full oh, Spear of Destruction misses. By Lucy is just trying to hold the Lord outside the base. Not going to be successful for too long. Traction Pulse comes in. Kami in trouble as the dash backwards. And Andoryu just eating all the damage in the front line because that's just Uranus things. Final. Oh! Onto 2. Jasmine gonna be melted as well. Mega kill for Badcott. No deaths yet on the Hilda the entire game. Oh no! Oh no! I feel so bad. Holy shit, he got insta-stunned. This is it. This is GG right here, boyos. 18-3. One-sided sweep from Virtus Pro.
Today here at the wild cards for MSC at EWC 2025, and it comes from this team.
That is a stomp right there. That is a stomp.
No fear, and that is exactly what we saw from them from game number 1, game number 2, and you know, fun fact.
GG the Virtus Pro. Fudging hell. Casually casting at 12 AM is impressive. Well, it's not like I've been casting today, you know, so I think the timing doesn't matter too much, but thank you. Gotta get the casting muscles warmed up a little bit, you know. Haven't casted since the end of MPL. Gonna be casting MWI next week, so a little bit of a warm up here. Came just in time to watch an entire game, yup. Unfortunately, not in time to catch another full series, because it ended up being a sweep, the only sweep of the whole day. But you know what? It's always the most important for the last game of the day to be a sweep, right? Because the last game of the day determines how early we get to go home. What an anticlimactic way to end the first day. A little bit. Considering how tight all of the matches leading up to this were, it is kind of anticlimactic. Because like every match up until now for today has been a reverse sweep, right? But I imagine that Virtus Pro have to go into this match knowing that this curse is happening, right? So after winning game 1, I imagine there's the thought of like, alright guys, we gotta lock in. We cannot let the curse happen to us too, you know? Hilda for early, Uranus for meat shield, Arlet for CC, Moscom Kimmy for damage and finisher. It's a good draft. It is a very good draft. Good CC, good early pressure, very difficult to kill. Kimmy's mid lane utility is unmatched. They already saw that Nightmare were committing to a very late game draft, right? Badang Novaria is not gonna Badang Novaria Hayabusa is very vulnerable to Hilda at level 1 and even beyond that, so there's already like pressure from that. And then you have a Uranus on top of that that can tank most of their damage, means that you never really let them hit the power spike that they're looking for, right? It just means that you are always playing the game on your tempo. I feel like Nightmare committed their draft a little bit too early. That's how I see it. I feel like they revealed too much of it too fast. This is a good example of what a jungle Uranus is supposed to look like.
If Bomber wasn't kind of being the man for the team, that early game was the biggest pain point that should have been Nightmares, right? As soon as they hit level 4, I was expecting First Bloods to fall.
I was gonna say another Dota org in ML, but it sounds like there's a but there. Back to watching anime then. See you, Dodo. Alright, man. See you, Faiz. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you had a good time. What anime are you watching, if you don't mind me asking? Pretty fun casting. I'll see you next time. Yeah, maybe I'll do it more. I think it's nice to just do some casual casting without putting too much energy into it, because that's where you get really tired. See ya, Lisette. See ya, Dodo. Are we ending here? Do we end here? It's a little earlier than usual because we usually end at 1 AM. But what would we do in the meantime? You know, we have like 30 minutes.
When I look at Virtus Pro's lineup, the first thing I kind of think of is they're going up against Nightmare.
Bofuri. Wait, what was Bofuri again? What was that short for? I've heard that acronym before. Are you streaming the whole wild card? Well, unfortunately, I cannot stream the most important part of the wild card, the grand final, because that is the day that I am flying over to Riyadh. Literally the most important day of the wild card is the one day that I cannot
Day number 1
watch party.
wildcards here in the
How many matches are tomorrow?
here at
The girl anime with the huge shield. Oh, is it? Is that one, is it?
Thank you so much.
Ah.
And as well as
Because I don't want to get hurt, I'll max out my defense. Ah, okay.
out after 9.
Yeah, I knew I had heard the acronym before, but I couldn't remember what the anime was.
Thank you to everybody who's been watching day number 1 of the wild cards.
The anime this season is quite good. That's not from this season though, right? That was from like a couple seasons ago, if I remember correctly.
A and Group B will be back at it again. Some with 1 lives, others with 2.
I'm feeling so helpful today. Yeah, Lila is coming for Gin's mod position, you know? It's years ago, right? It was a long time ago, right? I'm not. I haven't watched anime in a very long time. Like you guys know this, I have not watched anime in a very long time. I'm a manga guy these days, and I probably consume too much manga. I'ma make people suffer tomorrow. How exactly are you going to do that? But yeah, alright, pretty good day 1 of wildcards. I think Rare Atom did a really good job, you know, they showed us that they're quite strong, quite capable. I think Virtus Pro definitely had the strongest showing out of the entire day. Good drafts, good execution overall. I didn't really watch the second game too closely, the Mongols versus Legion game. Oh, they had a Yuzong? Damn, that's a shame that I wasn't able to watch that one. But they did also try and play there was another Jungle Uranus. I think that was Falcon, right? Yeah, Falcons played the Jungle Uranus. Oh, there was a... Wait, was there a Lunox? Was there a Lunox? Hold on, was there a Lunox? Did I see that wrong? I feel like I saw a Lunox for a short moment. Oh wait, no, I think I did. Yeah, I saw Yi Sun Shin. I saw Yi Sun Shin faded out as Lunox, lol. There can be 2 mods or more. I'll find out when I wake up, I guess. I see. You're just going to go to bed and dream of the nefarious things that you can do to people. A bit unfortunate for Zeta division. I feel like their drafts were not quite ready for international gameplay. It's hard to blame them since they've mainly been playing inside Japan for such a long time. They're probably not too used to the international scene yet. So hopefully they're able to lock in a bit more, because I do want to see them go further at least. But it is going to be hard to tell like which of these teams actually qualifies for the main stage of MSC, right? Just from performance today, it feels like it might be Virtus Pro, but Nightmare Esports probably didn't play all that well themselves. I think their drafts definitely could use some work. So when Virtus is up against some of the more capable teams here, will it be as smooth, right? Will it be as one-sided? I've switched from anime to manga, manhwa to light novels now. Aha! I've only read a few light novels before. I mostly read manga. There's like very few light novels that I've actually read. Give me some advice on what I should swap out in my build. Uh-huh. It's a solid build actually. There's nothing wrong with this. I think you can actually afford to get rid of Brute Force for just more tankiness, since Phobius wants to be in front a lot of the time. Also, Thunderbelt should be your first item, because Thunderbelt actually builds up stacks from the moment you buy it. So like the earlier you have Thunderbelt, the more stacks you build up, the more damage it ends up doing. Whenever you want Thunderbelt in your build, you should ideally get it as early in your build as possible. But yeah, alright, looks like that is it for our Wildcard Day 1 stream. Now you guys did ask, will I stream the rest of Wildcard? I said that I would not be able to stream the Grand Finals no matter what. But what about tomorrow and the day after, right? I do not know yet. Hold on. How many matches are there tomorrow? So this is tomorrow, July 11th. This is July 11th. This is also July 11th. So tomorrow should also have 4 matches. Yeah, if you want to ask questions, Jace, you can actually ask in the Discord server where everyone is. You don't have to DM me directly, because there's a lot of peeps who will be able to answer your questions in the Discord server as well. Brute Force actually does still work. It depends on whether you want to go for slightly more like bruiser damage or slightly more straight up tank. Now I guess if you're already building War Axe, you can probably afford to go for a bit more damage anyway. So if you're getting War Axe, you can also get Brute Force. If you're not getting War Axe, then you just go for more of the tank items, right? You'll want to build like Dominance for anti-heal, then like Athena Radiant for magic defense, and like Antique Blade, what are the other, like Antique for physical defense, Blade Armor for auto attackers. Twilight is just generally universal. Immortality is also good. It really, like, when it comes to tank items, you adjust based on what a specific game needs. Alright, looks like stream is done here. Back to me. It is 12:30 AM, slightly earlier than we would normally end stream. But I probably... Do I want to continue doing watch parties? Would I be able to do watch parties all the way until I... until I fly off? I probably would It'd probably be a bit hard to do it on Saturday because my flight on Sunday is early in the morning. So I wouldn't be able to stream until too late on Saturday, that's for sure. Yeah, looks like every day is going to have 4 matches until Sunday, which has 1 single best of 5. Do what you can and take care. I'll think about it. I'll consider. I also haven't had a chance to go and try out Uma Musume. Thinking about it. Lol. Well, we will see, I guess. We will see. For now, maybe I will just go ahead and end the stream a little bit earlier than usual, since if I do end up doing more watch parties anyway, you guys will be getting some extra content. But yeah, alright, so I guess I'll just call it there for now. I do still need to do some packing. I haven't finished my luggage packing yet for the flight, so I need to make sure I get that done too. I'm still trying to figure out whether or not I can get away with packing a smaller suitcase or if I need a bigger one. Yawn counter ends at 8? I guess so. I guess I actually ended up becoming a little bit more energetic as the stream went on. I guess I was just tired at the beginning after dinner. But yeah, alright, so with that, peeps, I think I will go ahead and finish off our stream here for today. Whether or not I stream another watch party tomorrow remains to be seen. I will let you guys know in the Discord if I decide to do it or not. So if you guys are not in the Discord server yet, feel free to go and join. You know, that's where we usually chat about things. That's where I keep y'all updated about whether I go live or not. And for those of you who haven't, you know, do drop a like, follow, and subscribe on my socials. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday. And then I have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and a Discord, like I mentioned earlier. So if you guys can drop a follow on any of those, I will always appreciate the support. Pretty good day of wildcards to start things off, right? Pretty nice to start things off. I actually cannot tell which of these teams is gonna make it to the group stage. I'm very curious about that. But I'm not gonna focus on that too much because, you know, the tournament that I actually have to cast is MWI, so I'm still gonna be doing some research there as well. So yeah, also I am becoming MC again, August 23rd, 24th. Isn't that like around the same time as AMG? 23, 24, yeah, that's a weekend. Isn't that AMG? You're not gonna tell me that you're MCing at AMG, right? Means that if it is on the same date, I definitely won't be able to have a look-see because I think I am planning to go to Animengaki this year with my fam. It's been a while since we've gone to an anime convention. But we'll see. I'll let you guys know. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and call things there. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some rest. I'm gonna do a little bit more packing. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and then I will maybe see you guys tomorrow, right? We'll see. Alright, so once again, everyone, thank you very much for coming by. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's have Big Boy finish us off once again. Make sure you guys have a good night. And I will see you guys on the next stream. Bye-bye.